Looks like we got a new friend!
Oh, hi everyone, and welcome to another stream of the Mouse Guard, The Guard Prevails by Eric Vulgaris. Welcome one, welcome all. First of all, some things to share before we go round everyone. He says, closing diaries and other things.
Looks like we got a new friend!
Thank you for the raid. Follow, host, thing. First of all, if you're new here, join our Discord. It's a wonderful, inclusive, safe space.
Looks like we got a new friend!
Where you can come and talk about D&D, TTRPGs, and anything else you'd like to talk about. If you want to get into them, we are trying to become a safe entry point for you. So send me a DM on Twitter and I'll get you in a game. We still have about 40 spaces for new players before Christmas, I believe. So send me a DM and I'll get you in a game. Also, YouTube this weekend, after a bit of a gargantuan effort, just to, you know, throw it out there, we are totally caught up on YouTube, totally, and everything is playlisted and everything, so if you want to catch up on this series and all the others, off you go. We are full-time. You can support us over on our Patreon, you can support us by buying our merch, you can support us by direct donations in the link below the stream, the one that says donations. Just click on Alice asking for money, just click on her. You can also support us by supporting our sponsors. We have Bird and the Storm Publishing. They've got some lovely merch and things there. And also Mage Hand Press, who we stream their Dark Matter content on a Thursday at 1 PM. And you can see their free 30-page review and their pre-order material on those links there. Lastly, we have a competition for some more Rainbow Pride dice up on Twitter at the minute. It's a Gleam competition. If you want to get your hands on these beautiful little babies, go ahead and hit up that tweet. And talking of tweets, every 10 tweets... that's the wrong command. Every 10 retweets... Donkeys are aliens, donkeys are aliens. Every 10 retweets, we get a random assigned faint point. So you can help also support the stream that way. Eric, save me. I'm losing my words.
Yes. Thank you so much. All right, everybody. How's it going? I'm Eric. I'm your Maustro tonight. I'm responsible for the territories and advocating for all of the rest of the world that's not the players today. We're playing Mouse Guard 2nd edition, and let's just get into it. So who wants to do the recap from last session?
Not me.
Oh.
I can't either, because I did it last time.
I can do it this week, can't I?
You can.
Oh, let me just... look at my character sheet at all the things that I need to be saved from. I've lost myself. There he is.
Could recover your
You're like in the
tired.
same boat as me. Like, please heal everything, please.
Did you say I could retire?
Yeah. No, I'm sorry. You could heal tired. I'm so sorry. Oh no.
You know what,
Yeah, that
Brandon?
would.
You could just retire. You know.
Please, I am not.
I mean, that
I don't
is
want to
an
be that
option.
harsh. I'm a harsh GM, but I'm not that harsh as a person.
Just give
Yeah.
up, Brandon. He's old. He's had his time. No, I would love to do a recap. And I believe I can get rid of my tired thing, right? I can become just sick.
Yeah. Exactly. Hey, it's pretty good, right?
Yeah, it's all coming up, Brandon. So last week we had a nice easy job to deliver a queen bee over to the town. I believe it was where was it now? Was it Copperwood?
Nope. Try again.
You're close.
It's right on the tip of my tongue. Perhaps it was Shorestone.
Nope.
Dory Gift.
Wow.
We were
that's
headed to
good
Doorgift.
for
Yeah.
me. Thank you, you guys.
Thank you very
You would-
much to Stump, who just donated £100 for all the wonderful things that we do here. Stump,
Aw.
thank you.
Wow.
Welcome back, friend. We haven't seen you around for a little while. Welcome, and as a stream boss, you get free stuff. If you want it, like £100, if you want to affect the story, you can see how below Eric.
Yeah.
Let us know. Love people. Yes, so we were headed to Dory Gift with this queen bee, and on the way, we bumped into another queen bee, and I was gonna fight it. I was gonna toreador the bee, but Eddie calmed everything down, and we traveled with this other bee handler over to Dory Gift, where everything was just a mess. We found the mayoress, and she amidst her office, which had like marmalade sandwiches and things just resting on top of paperwork, and she was a bit... I mean, I'm pretty old. I'd say she was real old. You know, like, damn. Good for her for hanging on in there, you know, she's doing well, but maybe it's time she should have started moving things on, and I think that was the opinion of all the party. As we looked around the village, and you could see things were in disrepair, and the sign was broken. I remember the sign being broken, and
It wasn't that it was broken. It just had the wrong date on it.
oh, well, I mean, you know, some say broken, others say wrong.
Fair enough.
Yeah, the only thing that was in really good order was the son's beehive, but he didn't want to be the mayor, I don't think, and the townspeople didn't want us to try and be mayor. Young Timmy, he decided that he wanted to try and fix the whole town, but there was no way that he could manage that. And on top of that,
Looks like we got a new friend.
Eddie couldn't convince the townspeople to go and convince the mayoress to hand over control to someone else. They were all too set on their ways. They couldn't take it from her. They reckoned it a destroyer, which I can respect. You know, you gotta have respect for your elders and your leaders. So, yeah, I respected that, and we sort of left. Not disappointed. We helped. We tried to help, but we could have done a better job. In the end, we didn't leave our bee. We decided that the general state of the town wasn't up to the caliber of Eddie's bee farm. I think that's fair to say.
Yeah. So you left. The town was not solved. There are still problems, and you took the bee back. That is right. Okay, and then we're going to pick up a
And
little
Eric
bit.
was basically like, the GM will remember this. That's what he
Yes,
basically
very
said.
much
to us.
so. Yeah.
We're like, thanks.
Don't worry about it. We don't have to worry about it, right? It'll be fine. Nothing goes bad here ever. All right. Cool. So welcome to episode 4. It is now summer in the territories. It is no longer spring. And with the heat has come an increase in temperaments all across the territories. Your mission today is to escort a prisoner from Lockhaven to Port Sumac, and that's over in the Eastern Territories. You are going to be traveling to Port Sumac by way of Darkwater, getting a boat, and then and doing all of that. Your job is to personally deliver this prisoner to the captains of Port Sumac. The captains is the council of Port Sumac, because that port is run by the most every year it's run by the most profitable ships that come in and moor there. Now, what's interesting about this mission is, or one of the things that's interesting about this mission, is that Gwendolyn has to all personally assign you this task. This is a very special task. This has been, you're going above your normal duties to do this. You've been asked personally to do this. You're supposed to be delivering this prisoner, Wolfred, and it's imperative that you deliver them alive. And I know, like, we're gonna do. I wouldn't mind doing a little bit of role playing first before, like, we make our goals and stuff like that, if that's cool. And so we have the scene of inside Gwendolyn's map room, her office. Remember, it's a nice, like, circular chamber, nice, like, marble or stone, very smooth floors, nice, like, regal adornments around. A giant, like, portrait of the first mouse guard matriarch behind her. The floor is the entire map of the territories written in, like, old mouse English, right, with different towns and things written on it. This place just oozes with legacy. I mean, also Lockhaven's kind of has a bunch of ivy. I don't want to call it like an Ivy League school, like, in terms of its feel, but it definitely has that sort of, like, regal, faux academic, old rust, like that kind of aesthetic here. She looks you all around, and your guys are all in line, and she's telling you about this prisoner here, and says, "Now, it is imperative that Wolford be delivered alive. If anything would happen to him on the way there, well, the last thing we need is him to become a martyr for some cause." And she produces from underneath her cloak a crumpled up, crinkled pamphlet. And you can't really read it from where you're at, but you can clearly see there's a picture of a mouse with a torch on it, and they're, like, maybe lighting something on fire. You're not sure what it is before she hands it over to, let's say she hands it over to Eddie first. And Eddie, you look at the piece of paper, and the camera goes down to the piece of paper, and it says, "The Mouse Guard. Do we need them?" on it. And yeah, and so she's going to give you this, and she's going to ask the whole group here. So, does anyone have any questions for me before we go out on this mission?
The question is, Rockford in fact there?
Oh yeah, totally. You're back.
Okay.
Timmy has his hand up for
actually,
sure.
good. That actually super reminded me. Rockford, now that you are back, you get to recover a point of spent nature. And where did you go? Why weren't you around last week?
Oh, yeah, I totally have this. I know what I was doing. I was,
I know that Alicia's totally prepared and doesn't need any filler, but at the same time, Stumpomatic gives us each 2 fate points and 1 persona point each. With his ginormous donation, saying he wants everyone to have a good thing, but let's not go crazy.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, thank you.
yeah. Got it. So you know what? Rockford wanted to correct the gap in his knowledge about crows. So he was studying crows the entire time last mission, so he can know how to get into the mind of the crow. This is like just as he channels the mind of a crab. Have to fill that knowledge gap.
Perfect. Okay. Yeah. So you were getting some sweet one-on-one time with the library, with the archives about better crow knowledge. Awesome.
Yeah, nothing to crow about.
Perfect.
I'm gonna say, Scrat, I'm a little disappointed not that many bee puns in your recap.
Well, I did it in character, you see, and he's not a punner.
He's not a pun. Oh, I feel like Brandon would be able to make some puns.
We could make that as a,
Exaggeration.
is that a goal? Get Brandon to make a pun.
Y'all, everyone here you all watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
I don't think so.
Okay, I get some Holt vibes from Brandon sometimes.
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, exaggeration is the huckster's crutch. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. So we're serious faces back on. We're in the literally the Gwendolyn's office, one of the most revered places of the Mouse Guard. You've all been given this task. She's asking you if there's any questions.
Oh yeah, Timmy's got questions. He raises his hand.
Yeah. Yes, Timmy. She doesn't call you little Timmy.
What did this Wilfred do?
He was caught distributing these pamphlets, and she gestures over to the one that Eddie has. He's been suggesting here that what we do as the Mouse Guard is no longer necessary for our beloved territories. This is deeply troubling and concerning, and while not personally or illegal to the Mouse Guard, Port Sumac, where Wilfred is from, is deeply embarrassed and asked for him to be returned. And so we have kept them in chains to that time, and in case he wanted to run away.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I really appreciate your insightful and inquisitive nature, Timmy. And she comes to you closely. And and she whispers in your good ear, I have a special assignment for you.
His feet waggle.
Yeah. Now, before you deliver the prisoner, find out who Wilfred worked for. Because these pamphlets are not made by one set of paws.
All right. How would you propose I figure that one out?
She just smiles and says, you're a guard. You will find a way. I'm sure of it.
Right. So, is this Wilfred dangerous? Because if so, my weasel knives are not in the sharpest state at the current moment. I might say they're a little dull. I might have tried to ski with them.
Yes, I read the report, she says with a smirk of the crow. And she just kind of nods and says, now if there's any other further questions, I'm sure you will all find a way, and this is a very important task.
I have one question, Gwendolyn. Lovely to see you again, by the way. Good to see you're keeping well.
Yes.
Are we expecting someone to try and spring this prisoner?
She nods affirmatively. She's like, but we're not sure who exactly. It's possible that other guard may think differently about how we want to proceed with this. It could be that this Wilfred has other enemies or friends. You must be on the lookout for all types of dangers on this admission.
When she suggests that the guards might want to do something, like his eyebrows raise, he puffs out his whisper. Oh, will be most watchful, steadfast.
I'm afraid our intelligence is quite thin on the matter of Wilfred and their companions. She says this openly to the rest. She says, so the amount of threats that await you are, well, we're not sure. Which is why the faster you make it there, the less chance of anything going wrong.
All right. You sure you don't want us to bring someone else along? He's kind of like pointing at Brandon.
Is Brandon not coming?
No, he's just old and slow.
Oh. Oh, yeah.
I think Timmy's suggesting we shouldn't bring him.
So you actually say that she's Brendan's skills lie in a different area than just say speed and scouting. Yet all the necessary for this mission.
All right, if you say so.
Rockford just kind of rolls his eyes.
I love you, Brandon. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, that's good. Throwing a shade in front of the matriarch is totally.
Happens to be an old friend of mine as well.
Yeah, they're just why just let it slides. Please. Yeah. If there are no more questions, then be on your way.
Out of character, do we know how long the travel will be? Because we're going from Lockhaven to Port Sumac. Are we getting on a boat in dark water? Is that the plan?
Yeah, like basically the fastest way, right? And by the map, as the crow flies, you're basically going northeast toward taking the trail to Darkwater, renting a boat or getting a boat or some kind of thing in Darkwater, and then traveling from Darkwater over the little lake to Port Sumac. That is the plan.
Okay.
Okay. So
Seems
it's kind of like two
straightforward.
legs of the journey.
This is slightly unrelated, but I feel like before we go, Eddie will like tap Timmy on the shoulder and be like, if you need, I know the armor.
I definitely do.
Maybe we have time to stop before we go. Maybe not.
We need to get this prisoner delivered as quickly as possible. Come on, you younglings, gotta keep up this time.
Well, I do agree with Brandon. I can't agree with Brandon. So let's go to the armorer.
Probably she'll already have something ready. And
My worry is that if someone does try to bail him out, that, well, 2 dull weasel knives aren't going to do us much good.
But you can use your wits, Timmy. That's where you young folk go wrong, always jumping to your weasel knives. Back in my day, you had to talk yourself out of situations. You had to use your...
What if they punch you in the face?
Well, then you don't let them get to that part. You have to try and talk them out of it before they start punching. If they start punching, it's too late to start talking.
Timmy's gonna look up at you, and he's looking at you with like dead eyes, almost like it's kind of horrifying when he looks at you.
Brandon, sometimes no amount of talking is going to do any good. You remember what I told you?
I do, little Timmy. I do. I'll rest a hand on your shoulder.
Oh yeah, Alicia, you missed last episode.
Like Rockford's just looking back, and Lockford is also doing what I'm doing. Like what?
Timmy's been through some shit. Basically, I told him why I'm missing an ear and what happened to my father. It's not good. The weasels ate him in their stew.
Oh.
this was after I think somebody suggested that Timmy make stew.
Yeah.
After I suggested it. After I suggested that we have stew.
But Rockford is still unaware of that story because he wasn't there for it.
You weren't there, no,
So
no.
he's just laying back.
But the look
back
on your
and forth
face was like,
confused,
what?
Okay then. Why don't we just... Then Rockford just goes to Armor, just like, I don't know what to say. I'm just gonna go.
Maybe,
I'm gonna turn and follow Eddie.
Yeah, maybe we should get them weasel knives sorted out after all. I was all blustered there.
Do you have an instinct that would help you to get your things in order?
I probably don't. But I do have a belief that everyone should do whatever they must to survive. Also, I'm probably going to change my goal for this episode to be find
right.
out who Wilfred works for.
Yeah, this is, I was gonna say, so before we begin, this is the time when we update our goals for the session. And because this is the GM's turn, I'm going to say that there is not enough time to go to the armor, or better said, the armor is currently closed right now. It is undergoing renovations.
We get there and it's closed down.
So, yeah, right. It's under renovations or something like that, or the person's sick, and they're just not available. This is the GM's turn.
Hang on, somewhere around here I've got a hunting knife.
Yeah. Nice callback.
Sorry, Timmy, I had a hunting knife. I must have put it down somewhere.
Oh, it's alright, Brandon. Figure out something. If not, I can just knock him upside the head.
Yeah. Okay. Does everyone have their goals for today?
I do.
I feel like lately I've always been picking like the main goal for the games, and like I feel like I should do something different.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Play how you want to play. Live your best life.
My goal came directly from little Timmy. It's prove I can keep up.
Ooh,
That's a good goal.
So
I like it.
Brandon's gonna be extra eager to do things today.
Perfect.
You know what? This isn't going to work, but I feel like in Rockford's current mindset, it still fits his current disposition. Rockford's goal is to prove Brandon wrong for the entirety of this mission.
Au contraire.
Are you sure that's not a belief?
No, it's not a belief
Okay.
because it's a goal.
Or an instinct.
Okay.
It's a goal to do that.
Thwart Brandon at every step.
Thwart Brandon, pretty much, which will come back to bite it, but it's fine. Rockford's still angry. It fits.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm just gonna go with make sure no one harms. What was the prisoner's name again?
Wilfred.
Wilfred. Before we deliver him. There we go.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Okay. So Wilfred is carted out to you all before you leave Lockhaven. So you're kind of like in the little courtyard area near the front gate as two other patrol guards, jailers, come out wearing both of them wearing these red cloaks, and this gray furred skinny young mouse comes out. Hands are in manacles. Their feet are still in manacles too. And before they let go, the two other guards wish you best of luck as they click the little hinges of the manacles on the mouse's feet too.
Is
So,
Wilfred
so
a she?
walk around.
He?
A he.
A he. Okay. I'll
Yeah.
grab them because I'm like the
Nazi.
fighter mouse. I'll grab the manacles, or like, is it on a chain? The manacles?
Yeah, the manacles will be on a chain. Yeah.
Okay. I'll grab the chain and be like,
Was he giving you any trouble?
No, he's actually been weirdly composed, and like the other one's like, keep an eye on him. He's clearly up to something. And you just see that Wilfred's head's down, just kind of like, not like in prayer or contemplation, but just like down, kind of sad or so.
okay.
Not really angry or anything like that.
Wilfred,
Just kind of a
looks like it's just gonna be you and us.
Hmm.
Come on.
I'll like
Yeah.
pull him over and
Yeah.
walk alongside everybody else.
You just have to like tug him a little bit, and then he starts moving along, and says, "You don't have to tug so hard. I'll be fine."
I wasn't talking hard. Do I sound hard? That's pretty cool if I do.
You have a lot of strength for a little mouse.
That's what they keep telling me. It's probably from all that sweeping and carrying things. I carried a lot of buckets. Do you know how many buckets it takes to fill up a weasel bath?
He raises an eyebrow when you say that and says, "Weasel bath." What? Yeah.
It's a lot. He just keeps walking.
The whole time, Brandon's just looking at this prisoner, giving him the lazy eye.
Yeah.
Your face is gonna get stuck like that if you keep it that way. What the heck is happening? Sorry. Roper's going through some stuff today.
Yeah. No problem. Yeah.
I just like turn the face on Rockwood for just a second.
You can judge me for all you want, old mouse. I'm not gonna change. So just be on with it.
What you got against the mouse guard anyway?
I'm guessing we're just walking with him while we're.
Yeah, right. Yeah, this is kind of just like a nice little like walk and talk thing, right? So it's pretty hot, right? Like you guys are this is probably a scene where you guys are probably took a quick stop to like take a little swig of water from your canteens because like it's a sweltering day, right?
Ooh.
And it's summer.
If we're gonna take a swig of water, I make us flavored water.
With what?
With whatever cooking supplies I have on me, because I have cooking supplies on me. Maybe some mint, like little mint leaves. I put little mint leaves in our drinks.
Yeah, that's because it gives a nice little cool refreshment. Yeah. Okay, that's cool. That doesn't require a roll.
I'll even give Wilfred some.
Oh. Thank you.
Gotta stay hydrated.
Right. And so, and then you posit, what does he have against the guard? And he kind of just does a little sigh and says, "The guard, no offense to you all. You're a bunch of leeches. We should all be looking out for our own towns. Seems like our taxes go to you, and we don't get a lot in return. That money could be better spent and invested locally. Have our own guard for each town. Sure, there was a time when you were necessary, but that time's past. The weasels aren't much of a threat anymore."
I don't think you know what the term offense means.
No offense.
Yeah, I don't think you know what that word means.
Yeah.
Why do you think that the weasels aren't a threat anymore?
I can tell you that, Timmy. He's up from there where I came from. Up near the wild country. The weasels ain't such a problem up there. He's, in some ways, got it quite good. Down in the southeast, where all the towns get swallowed up. Down where Ferndale is. It's just overprivileged. Feels entitled.
Entitled. You know, and he looks at you and it's like, "You're from Wolf Point, I can tell. You know our winters.
Yeah.
They're not like the southeast.
Our winters, we don't grumble. We put up, we shut up, we get through."
Exactly. Why should everywhere else in the territories be any different than for us?
Because they don't have weasels kicking down their doors every day, just like you just said.
If they shut up, weasels wouldn't be much of a problem. Quick little fight, kill the prince, be done with it. No. Your lady, your grace, would prefer to delegate, to negotiate peaces and ceasefires year after year after year. More of us die. Weakness.
You talk about things that you just don't understand. Would you be so eager to rush down there onto the front line? Take on the weasel armies like little Timmy here?
Guaranteed, this one's never fought a weasel. No. It's not my business.
And why would you say that? Just because I'm small? You want to know why I'm missing my ear?
Why?
Because the weasels took it. Just like they took my father and made him into stew. Maybe for you, things have been easy. But not for every mouse. And what we try to do as the mouse guard is make sure that my sister and my mom can make it safe. Away from places where horrible things happen.
Bravo. That looked very well rehearsed. Doesn't believe it for a second.
Timmy gives him a horrible, little tear falls down Timmy's eye, and he wipes it up, and then he gives this guy a
I think
glare.
when he claps, I think Brandon just punches him. They said alive, not unhurt.
Yeah.
Rockford, I mean, Brandon will get the punch off anyway, probably, but Rockford will go to restrain Brandon. Or actually, you know what? Can Rockford interfere, kind of interpose?
Yeah. If Brandon, you have an instinct about striking first when the guard's insulted her. You know what I mean?
Do it.
There's probably a chance if you want to. I'd leave it up to Brandon if there's a chance.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it would be quite an instinct when he just starts clapping, but it probably would be building before that. So if you see Brandon looking like he's not going to do much talking anymore after his little lecture about talking earlier, you can totally see it.
Okay, so yeah, if Rockford, looking at Brandon, you see Rockford will interpose and take the punch for Wolford.
Wow.
Mm.
Go Rockford.
Wow, Rockford.
Wolford deserves a punch in the face.
Yeah. Wolford's surprised you'd step up and do that for someone. They don't say anything. They don't thank you. But there's definitely respect was earned.
Okay. And after Rockford takes the hit, kind of looks back up. Good use of your words there, Brandon.
All right, Rockford. He had it coming. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to go hitting you.
You got to learn to talk things out. Hitting people doesn't solve problems.
I cannot believe you're feeding him his own humble pie right
Yes!
So good. I'm sorry. So good, Rob. You literally just coached Timmy about this, and you were the first one to throw a punch.
That's what makes it great.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
Sorry,
and
that's really good.
he totally just eats it. He totally just eats the pie and just starts grumbling. And if we've all stopped for water, he'll be the first one to start walking again.
Yeah. Cool. On the way to Darkwater, you all get to a crossroads, and you're stopped by a team of laborers currently working on the road. It's about midday. It's so hot. They're in the middle of taking a break, and the foreman, she comes over here. She's a scruffy looking big pawed mouse with black fur, and she comes over wiping some sweat from her brow and says, "Oh, thank goodness. Got some extra hands here, fellas." And she looks over, and everyone's like, "Hey!" And they all look just completely drained from the heat and fixing up these roads here, and saying, "If you're trying to get anywhere, perhaps you should give us a hand first. These roads are rubbish. We've been sweating out here all day. Wouldn't you give us a hand?" She takes her bandana and wipes her hands, and she puts her hand down. It's "Bryn, by the way." And she's, your guard, and you have she kind of doesn't know what to say about you have a prisoner.
Rockford's watching Brandon to see what he says.
Brandon's sort of trying to be near Rockford and just I'll follow you on this one, Rockford.
Okay.
She's holding her hand out, waiting for her. She doesn't know who to take. She doesn't know who's in command.
Rockford will go forward and reach. Shake hand.
Yeah.
Pleasure to meet you. Normally, we'd be more than willing to lift a hand, but as you can see, we have some company we need to escort.
I see that. Didn't mean to interrupt, she says, but these roads are no good.
Can I survey the condition of the road?
Yeah.
See?
Yeah, it's pretty dilapidated. You basically could reckon if you help them out. Specifically, they're trying to fix up this part next to this big old bridge right now. That's sort of going over a fast moving creek. If you can help them here rather than move on, you're still gonna have to find another way around.
Okay.
Here.
I wasn't sure if it was just
Right.
going to be difficult terrain. So yeah, no. So
Right.
terrain.
Yeah, no. It'll probably take the same amount of time doing the roundabout than it would be to help them. So it's really a question of whether or not you want to help them.
Okay. Can I? Sorry, looking through what I got. What kind of check would it be to is the way they're trying to fix the road basically the best possible way to do it? Can I think of anything to help improve or make it faster or stronger or anything like them fixing the road?
No, they're already kind of it seems like Bryn's doing a pretty good job
Okay.
already. In fact, it's kind of impressed about her engineering skills. She's clearly trained. She's well trained as an architect. But yeah, it's clearly just a question of it being super hot. Things are going slower with the group, and so just more hands right now would make lighter work.
Okay, so Rockford's sort of surveying the situation well, I guess helping you will probably take just as long as finding a different way, so lend a hand. And then she'll look to the rest of her group. Who wants to keep an eye on the
I'll keep an eye on him.
He says the prisoner speaks up. Wilford mentions, if it wouldn't be too much trouble, I would like to help as well.
Oh no, I don't want to put you to work. We've already, kind of looking at Brandon, had some mishaps. I want to make sure you stay safe.
I would volunteer to watch, but that might not be best.
He says this. He definitely says this audibly to Bryn as well, right? Bryn could hear this.
Yeah.
All right.
Timmy's definitely not gonna leave his side. Timmy's pretty upset with this guy. Plus, Timmy wants to talk to him more.
There is, yeah. Talk to him more.
Yeah.
No good options.
Okay. Wilford mentions, are you sure? It looks like you need about 5 more mice that could really help do the trick here. Not really 4.
Oh, well, no, it'll get done. Don't worry about it. I appreciate your willingness to help. Rockford seems very sincere about that.
That's a triplex support beam. You're going to need some extra hands, but all right. You're the guard. He puts his hands up.
Does it seem like Bryn's trying to manipulate us?
No, Bryn's being quiet.
Wilford.
That's all Wilford.
That's all Wilfred.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Wilford's saying that. Sorry.
So Wilfred's definitely trying to manipulate us. Okay.
Bryn, it's working on Bryn. Bryn's he has a point.
I can lift anything the younger mice can.
I want to make sure both jobs get done to the best of their abilities, and in that case, you have to divide and conquer. You will already have extra paws no matter what.
Right. I didn't mean to feel ungrateful. Sure, let's do this. So okay, so Timmy's staying back with the prisoner, which means that they're going to be unavailable to help.
Right.
So let's do the greater test first, and then we'll cut to what Timmy is doing with the guard. Or with the prisoner. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So this is a big old laborer test. Because you're basically taking directions from Bryn about where to go and haul what to where and lash what ropes to things and moving giant bits of sticks over to build this bridge.
Okay.
Mechanically, this is an OB 3 laborer test. Who would so moderate. Who would like to go?
So, is somebody gonna have to learn it? Because I don't have it, and you don't have it.
I don't have it.
Somebody's learning.
But I have traits that could potentially help. I'm cautious.
Okay. You go ahead. You can do anything the younger mice can do.
That's right,
Take
Rockford.
charge.
Thank you for believing in me. Come on, let's get this stuff lifted. I'm just as good as the younger mice.
Okay. All right. So this is the laborer test. So you're getting some help. The people around count as supplies for this test.
Awesome.
Right.
So that's 1 dice. I'd also like laborer. That's health, right?
Correct. Are you trying to learn it?
Yeah.
Okay. Keep in mind you're sick, so this is going to be a -1
Oh yeah.
Oh.
for you.
And is it every 2 health gives you 1 die?
Mhm.
So that's 2 die. The supplies being the people. That's a 3rd die. Now I'm cautious. I'm level 2 cautious. So I'm not going to put my back out or anything. I'm going to be lifting correctly. And I'll be using lifting aids wherever I can and see them. And I'll be planning my route. I won't be lifting without planning my route and all that sort of thing.
Sure.
It's almost like I've just come out of a training course, isn't it?
Yeah.
So how do I apply my trait? Does that get me an extra dice?
That will give you an extra die.
Is that per level?
No, it's 1.
But I
When
can
you
use
a
it
trait
twice, yeah?
Yes,
Okay.
correct. When you use it positively, you get an extra die. Trait dice are halved.
Yep.
Along with supplies and helpers.
Okay, so trait die are halved. Okay. Ooh,
The only die that doesn't get halved is any persona made dice.
So I can
tapping
total
on-
everything up and then have it?
Yeah, so total up all your help, supplies, and your base route, as well as traits, right? That all gets halved. And then you could add a 1-for-1, so it's not halved, any persona-worthy ones. Remember, you can spend persona for an additional die, 1 persona for 1 die, up to 3, or you could tap your nature.
I think I'll spend some of that persona. I'll put 3 persona into this.
Okay, so for 3 dice. 3 additional dice.
So that's... I've got 4 health.
Mm-hmm.
That's 1 die per 2 health, right?
Yes.
And then that
So you
gets
start at-
halved as well?
No. So
Oh.
that's already at 2. So you're at 2. You had 4 health.
Yep.
You get halved. So now you're at 2.
Yep.
So you're starting at 2.
Starting at 2. I've got supplies in the people. That's 3. 3 persona points. That's 6. And then my trait, it gets halved, right? So I don't get to... I'm pretty tough, though.
Yeah.
So, I'm not going to bulk at any splinters or anything as I lift this stuff. I've got calloused hands. I can lift things. So maybe that's 2 traits I can use.
You can only use 1 trait per roll.
Okay, so I can only use 1 trait. Okay. So does that cautious get me 1 die or 2 die? Or half a die?
It counts as half.
Counts as half a die. Is there anywhere else I can get half a die?
Is anyone helping you? If you don't have laborer and the person's doing it doesn't have laborer, then you're actually helping with health, which means you could help.
Okay. Yes, then I am helping.
That's very kind of you, Eddie, but I don't need any help from the younger mice.
You don't need help from the younger mice?
No, I
You're
can
gonna
keep
get
up.
help from the younger mice.
I can keep up just as well.
No,
Oh
you're
my
getting help.
gosh.
I won't take.
Oh wait, are you
Robin's
literally
gonna
not
put it
taking
on
our die?
Give you help
Okay.
anyway.
I'm not gonna take the help. I'm going to I'll refuse that. I guess I drop the half because I can't roll 6.5 dice, so I'll just roll 6 dice.
Can I help the
Yep.
bridge instead?
To
No,
interfere?
no,
No, it's not. It's
I
not a
got
mercy.
this.
No,
I got it.
I
I can
kid.
lift it.
I'm kidding.
But I like your
I'm just
attitude.
imagining him.
What is the skills ability rating? 3. Oh, hang a minute. No, that's not right.
Extra help is B3. It's just fine because you're only 6 dice, right?
Yeah. So what am I testing? Labor. What is the skill or ability rating? We'll just put that down as 6. And what OB 3.
Oh, you make it.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Ooh, close.
It is close.
Proving the youngins that you can do it.
Yeah. You do. You set about this task. Yeah, because your half die gets removed because you were sick, so that's fine. You make it. Yeah, so the bridge is made. We have the little montage as the bridge is made. Brendan, you're integral to the process. And we carry on our way. Nicely done. I think as we're getting ready to travel out here, I think Wilfred is going to congratulate you if no one else does already, and is very impressed with your knowledge of building things and reliance on yourself. And he says specifically, like, "Yeah, you're definitely from Wolf Point. Look at you, setting up, doing this on your own. While everyone else there was watching, showing them how it's done. Good for you."
That ain't how it is. They could have helped. I refused because I felt I had something to prove, but not to you. Keep your words.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's not about me. I know.
Rockford, could you restrain me again?
Rockford will happily do so.
We're not, yeah, he looks at you and says,
Even
"We're
when
not so
he's
different."
complimenting, he's like, I just want to punch him in the face.
Yeah. We're not so
You
different.
guys very snide.
I'm just gonna walk ahead a little ways. I'll scout or something.
Rockford's still restraining you the entire time. You're trying to walk away.
Yeah, he's
Following.
a little jerk, isn't he?
I
Mhm.
No, I was like, Eddie's like wants to argue with him. He's like, no, it's not gonna get us anywhere. No, it's pointless. He doesn't care. Like talking herself down.
Yeah, Timmy's not so good at biting his tongue. Timmy's like,
But yeah,
Come on, get moving.
right. So let's cut back real quick. So we flash back to what Timmy said to Wilfred.
which thing specifically that Timmy said to Wilfred?
Right. Well, while Brandon was doing the laboring and stuff like that, you were on guard duty.
Mm. Right.
So what were
Yeah.
you? Yeah. So it sounded like you wanted to do something with you wanted to have an exchange of knuckle cracking sound words.
Yeah, maybe if it gets to that, it probably will. Timmy's standing there waiting, like watching them, but like more so keeping his eye on Wilfred. Kind of has like Wilfred in front of him, but so he can still see like what Brandon and them are doing.
Yeah. Did it
So
hurt?
You just think that what we're doing is not helping people?
It's not that you're not helping people. Of course you're helping people. It's just there are better ways to help people.
Well, maybe if you present your ideas, we can work things out. I don't agree that we're always doing everything proficiently. There's always ways to improve stuff. But what you said, you're in the wrong. Some of us have seen things, okay? And it Might
Well, I
not
have
affect you and your people, but it affects us.
Well, I have something to show you. Look at your friend over there. The one straining himself, moving those bars, listening. Obviously alluding to Brandon.
Yeah.
He's
He will be
old.
watching.
He has no business doing this. The only
Well,
thing
you try to tell Brandon that. He's a stubborn old man.
he's
No
a
one's
Wolf Point
stopping him
lad.
from doing anything if he wants to do it. I'm just letting you know.
He's Wolf Point born and raised. There ain't no change in his mind. That's what's keeping him up. That's what's going to give him the power here to get through this.
What you getting at?
What I'm saying is that it's not the mouse guard that gives you strength. It's where you're from. What town? What's inside that matters the most. He's the god. Look at him.
That's
He's
a
old.
different kind of strength. And yeah, we all bring our experiences to the table. But the thing that the Mouse Guard all has in common, and the reason he's here, and Eddie's here, and Rockford's here, and I'm here, and we're all from different places. We're coming together to help everyone, not just the people that, we know from where we're from. And some of us, we don't have a place to go back to.
He says, I'm truly sorry about that.
Are you, though? Because
You don't know if he's lying.
Okay. Because, and I'm going to pull out the pamphlet that we had.
this doesn't look like you're sorry.
Would you believe me if I said I didn't write that?
Maybe. Who did write it?
And I think that that's probably around the time when we see the bridge kind of getting finished up, and he says, that's a tale for another time, kid.
Well, we have a long journey.
See,
So maybe that tale will have time to be told.
I would count on it. See, look, that bridge is all done because of that Wolf Point lad.
And then I'm guessing that's when he starts shouting at Brandon.
Yeah. Hey, good job. Way to go. Yeah. Cool.
I want to punch this guy in the face.
Yeah. I know.
Everybody wants to hit him. We just talked
He's
about
the
this.
real weasel.
Eddie won't. I mean, Timmy won't, but Timmy wants to.
Mhm.
All right. Guess we're walking over the bridge.
Yeah. So we continue to walk over the bridge. So I need somebody to lead us to Darkwater. This is going to be a Pathfinder test. Who do you think's in charge here?
I think Brandon said he was walking ahead to scout, right?
Well, me and Brandon are keeping pace, so I guess one of us.
Yeah, one of you probably. I think you're muted, Scrat.
I totally am. That's because my chair started creaking for the first time. I have 2 in Pathfinder. I could have a go.
Oh, damn, 4.
Well, I mean, if Rockford's standing right behind me correcting me, we could
I am.
definitely. Well, I think we should go down this little path here. It looks.
So Rockford immediately looks for the. Wait, can we both do tests and see who does better?
Can we do that?
I don't know if Eric heard you.
What was the question?
Yes.
Can we both do tests?
No, one person has to lead. The other person has to help. And a reminder that anyone who helps that doesn't use a wise is on the line for failures.
Oh, we're not helping each other.
Then
Wanna
it
rock,
sounds
paper,
like
scissors, sport?
well, it sounds like then before we go, you have to have a question of leadership and who's taking charge.
I
Right?
think in this situation, Rockford does not trust Brandon to keep a level head, so Rockford would attempt to take charge for safe transportation of this prisoner.
Whereabouts
Then
are
how
we? Whereabouts are we? Sorry.
We're about like somewhere between see that intersection between Wildseed, Ironwood, Darkwater, and Lockhaven?
Yeah, I see.
You're like
it.
right there. You were like at that big hole intersection.
I think it'd be better to go this way, but
Ain't nothing says a developed country like an underconstructed, heavily transited area in the middle of summer.
I mean, maybe once we get out in the woods a bit more, I'll my advice would be better. But right now, I guess we'll follow you. He's not helping. He's just grumbling.
Yeah, Rockford's not listening. Okay, so you said Pathfinder?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, this Pathfinder, this ob is, I think, going to be 4. Just want to double check. It sounds right, considering everything. 2. Yeah, 4. Is anybody helping you?
Not Brandon. So yeah, and it's just us two up there. So I think that would be the only option. So
Yeah, I mean, I'm watching the guard, or I'm watching the.
I think I will go ahead and tap my nature for this. So that would be. Do we get the? Is it halved or is it the full amount?
You get the full amount. You get the full amount of your current nature.
Okay, so that's 5. So that would give me 9 on it. I can't do it with 9. I don't think it's meant to be done.
4 dice, 9. That's sitting very comfortably.
Yep. All right.
Do you want to use a trait or something negatively? Do you feeling confident? Or
no,
positively?
because I roll terribly.
Yeah. All right. Let's see it.
Okay. All right. And you said op 4, right?
Correct. Op 4.
Okay. Go.
Oh, nice.
Hey, nice roll. Easy. Very comfortable. 5 out of 4.
Also, Eric, we have had 10 retweets, which means we get a randomly assigned fate point, I believe.
Hey.
Lovely. So I'm going to do it in order of my Zoom call. No, let's do an order of. We're going to do it. Yeah, we're doing it in the order of the overlays. So.
Alicia.
Oh.
Rockford.
Ha-ha.
Hey, congratulations on your successful roll and new fate point.
Yay! Thank you.
Yeah.
Rockford giveth and Rockford taketh.
Take it away. My fate points.
Cool. All right. So you make it to Darkwater. Now, Darkwater looks to be like a big old. It is the. I'm trying to think of a good analog to it. It's the harbor that is. It's like it's like second favorite harbor right behind Port Sumac. So it's always a little bit down on its luck here. But what's interesting around Darkwater is that you're not let in immediately as you approach the city. Darkwater has its own set of guards out wearing black tabards, like they have like those little like nose helm, like medieval hats with nose helms there. Each of them's carrying like a spear. They have black tabards with a little white ship on it. And they say, that's far enough. How's it going, guard? I'm sure you have your toll and due. That should be a little bit alarming or surprising. Darkwater doesn't have a toll, and you're not sure if guard would be paying a toll. Unless someone's like been politics wise or something like that, then maybe we could do something to like establish how much you know about this current situation. Otherwise, this is all a surprise to you all. What do you do as the two sentries standing out front, asking for the money before you go into the town?
I think there's supposed to be a toll.
I look at Rockford and Eddie because I'm assuming Eddie's closest to me.
Not to my knowledge.
I've never heard of one.
We all look at Brandon.
Brandon, you're old.
There's never been a toll around here as long as I've known. Not to my memory. Let me just check my character sheet. No,
It's true.
I don't remember no toll. You reckon they're bandits? They look fairly officially dressed. Tabards.
I hope you don't say that with an earshot of the.
I'm just like,
guard.
did you say that out loud?
No, this is totally
Referring
confident.
off to the side.
Okay.
Yeah, this is obviously a sidebar. I was just being
Okay.
facetious.
I mean, that'd be pretty bold for a bandit, but yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I suppose we could ask them. Worst case, we have to turn around.
We're not turning around. We're getting on that ship. We have a thing to do.
I mean, it is possible to go round to Lone Pine and then up through the passageway.
Yeah.
It'd take longer, though.
Yeah, you know that's a very long slog journey. You
Gwendolyn
took it.
Gwendolyn says we need to get there as fast as we can.
Fast. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Detour is suboptimal.
Well, let's find out what's going on. If needs be, I guess we can always pay the toll. If you guys got some money.
Your prisoner's smiling a little bit, by the way. It's the first time you kind of see them like smiling on their own rather than sort of just innate duplicitous straight face that they have.
Hey,
Suspicious.
what's going on?
Is that a Wilford?
Yeah.
It's just it's nice to see some town mice taking the initiative. That's all.
Want to deck him.
It's not normal for towns to have their own like internal watch and sentries like this. Like
Mhm.
that's very bizarre. That's more bizarre than a toll
Okay.
in terms of like the hierarchy of things that are weird here and compared to normal mouse guard stuff. But
Yeah.
it's not unheard of. It's just raising your own militia is a little
Aggressive.
yeah, a little aggressive. Yeah, aggressive is the right word.
Especially if this is like this is a port town. It's like,
Yeah.
Something's fishy here. I don't like it, Rockford.
I agree, but the only way to find out more apparently is to talk to them.
Yeah, we can talk to them, but I know we said we'd get them delivered as quick as possible, but let's always remember our alternative condition. If things are a lot worse than we realize, we can always turn back and report. If things are worse than even Gwendolyn realizes. Just saying it's an extra option.
if we needed to send a message to Gwendolyn, but we still wanted to deliver the prisoner, could I send Millie the bee?
Oh, totally. As a little courier.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, you're getting hailed by the guards here.
Well, not right this second. I just meant like if this goes south.
Yeah, ostensibly, if you have the time, you could do it.
Okay, so we're gonna talk to the guards, right? That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Maybe somebody should hang back with Wilfred.
I'm not leaving Wilfred's side.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Maybe we should stay here. We'll go talk.
Okay, is that what Eddie's suggesting?
I'd
I
like
don't know that I want this
Okay.
guy talking to these people.
Probably best we go scout it out first.
Sounds like a good idea. I'll keep an eye on him.
Ready to give these young wannabes the rough side of my tongue. Let's go.
Now remember, use your words. Don't punch them.
All right.
I know you're old and you forget things.
You've made your point, Rockford. It was just so damn agitating.
Nobody else punched him. Don't use your age as an excuse.
I wanted to punch him.
Okay, so Rockford, Brandon, and
Eddie.
Eddie, go for it. I was gonna say Ars, and I'm like, no. What's the mouse's name?
yeah, they don't look like aggressive, like give me your money, shakedown kind of thing. They're like, this is totally normal, right? Like that's just they're kind of lax about it, right? As you approach them, you know, they're not like suspicious of you. Say, good. It's good to see you two. Or you three. We're not gonna pry. It's not our business about what you're doing. Just pay the toll and have a good day.
This may seem like an odd question, but how long has this toll been in effect? I only asked because I was unaware this was a thing.
Yeah. Since late spring, one of the guards says. We have new elections, new mayor, new rules. Mayor Aesel.
Mayor Aesel.
More like Mayor Asshole.
Oh, wait, you're not up there. Okay.
So, when you started making out this toll, did you, send mail round to the other towns to give warning? Because, we're taken by surprise.
They shrug and say, I'm sure we notified the Mouse Guard.
Well, clearly you didn't. Like pointing to the three of them.
Yeah, they don't. Once again, they don't appear to be lying. But like, if you want to like make a roll or some kind of thing to push them to admit to certain things, that's on the table as always. But yeah, right now they're like, this is. Oh, that's weird. Sorry for the miscommunication, but yeah, there's a toll.
And have they actually said how much the toll is yet, or they just said?
Yeah, it's an OB 4 resources test.
Oh boy. Okay. So can I use Haggler to try and
talk down the toll? Yeah.
And can I also apply the acquisitive trick? Because I really want to learn a little bit more about just like, oh, well, you know, without proper notification, and like, when did this go around? Like, how was it sent? Did it have to do with the crow mishap? I'm just wondering. Things could have happened.
Yeah. No, I love that. Sure. If you want to haggle with them over the price of the toll.
Yes.
Yes. Be my guest. That sounds awesome.
Okay. So haggle up for
maybe one of the guards is a little being like, we can't be doing that, and the other one like elbows them in the gut and being like, hey, we're Darkwater. We appreciate a little entrepreneurial spirit. Rockford, look at her. She's a guard. We're making it up with goodwill. This is fine, you know, kind of thing. Like let's hear their case, right?
Sure. There. I'm trying to think. Could Inquisitive apply to this?
Because you want to find.
Because I'm trying to also find out the source while I'm haggling about it. Like, okay, obviously it's the mayor, but like, you know, is there anything else with this pitch or anything? Like, is this going to pay for roads? What is this money going to? Like, I'm trying to find out a little more as I'm. Okay.
Yeah, totally. That's a great use of Inquisitive.
Okay, cool.
Awesome.
Oh, I forgot. All right.
This is against their will.
Okay.
Is anyone going to help you here? Can anyone help?
Yeah.
Or is this just on your own, Rockford?
I will take help on this. This affects all our money.
Sorry, kitten leaving. I mean, I also have Haggler, but can I help with the same skill?
You can help with the same skill as long as you explain how you help.
I don't have any good ideas. Can I just, like, while Rockford is trying to convince them, like, really not obvious that I'm faking it, but kind of like be looking through like my pouches and my clothes like I'm trying to find some money. Like I'm really broke.
That doesn't particularly sound like you're helping haggling, right? Like haggling is a social skill, right?
Like, I don't know, maybe you could explain just like, oh, we came all the way here and we budgeted our resources exactly this way.
Isn't there
cutting into our contingency?
Well, I mean,
is there
I
a
could be
guard
like-
discount? Like, yeah.
I could be like, well, you know, we're on a very important mission from the guard, and we weren't informed of this. And the guard,
You have
prepares
your own haggling
knows.
skills. You
Yeah.
can probably be like, wow, the toll at blah de blah is way less than that.
Yeah, those are all like valid things. What do you think? How do you think Eddie helps here?
I kind of think Eddie would go with the first one, be like, well, you know, since you didn't inform the guard of this, you didn't make sure you informed the guard. We weren't prepared. And the guard prepares for what it knows it needs to be prepared for, but we didn't know about this. We're not opposed to it, but you know, we would have needed to know.
Love it. Okay.
I didn't vote this. No, I'm just kidding.
Not
Where was
mine,
my vote
Mayor.
in the mail? You lost my voter registration in the mail.
Why were we
Yeah.
informed by the government?
Yeah.
I
This
guess
is getting too real, Eric. This is getting too real.
I guess I'd try and help out as well. I'd come in with maybe some manipulator, and I would just be like, well, I mean, Darkwater, from what I remember, it wasn't that far across it. I mean, the journey from Lone Pine and all that wasn't too far, so how comes you started tolling people anyway? You want people to go through them woods? Is that what you want? You want people to go out the hard way? Yeah, try and just make him guilt trip him.
Yeah, totally. I love it. Count it. Especially because you're a wolf point. You add enough details or like they get you. Your accent is thick enough that like, yeah, you're a wolf point. Okay.
Sorry,
So
chat
that
says I'd
was-
ask for senior citizens discount.
That is the correct answer.
He scoops over a little bit and tries to look as old.
Good one.
That's really good.
So I have 2 in the skill, 1 for the trait, and then 2 from Brandon and Eddie.
Mhm.
Okay, I think
Can't help
I
you 'cause
am.
I'm staying back.
Nope, that's
And you're,
fit.
yeah, and you're going against 4 dice because the other ones it would be 3 plus 1 helper.
That's fair. I think. Can I use I always forget. Is it persona or fate to tap nature?
Persona.
Persona. Okay, I think I'm gonna go ahead and use another persona to tap my nature again. Oh,
Okay. You'd be adding 4 dice because your nature should have gone down to 4 out
Oh,
of
yeah.
5 after
Sorry,
the last
I
one.
forgot to.
No
note
problem.
that.
I didn't say it, so you're good.
Okay. Okay. So that's 5 plus 4.
I'm ready to roll when you are.
Okay. Got it. Oh, it's versus, not. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Got it.
Suspense.
Okay.
Okay,
Ready to go.
ready. Well, I got 1 die. You got 4. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. I think because you beat them by 3 successes, I think you would reduce the haggle by the 3 successes, the 3 marginal success, right? So it's probably it probably means that your haggle was successfully reduced to an ob 1. Now, if you wanted to, because you rolled a 6 in your 9 dice, you got 1 6. You could
Rolled
spend
that.
that fate to open that 6 to luck it.
I will go ahead and do that.
Because if you do, you might be able to just bypass the entire goal.
So then I
Nice.
can't
you
remember.
haggled so well that they let you bypass the toll.
I can't remember. So what's the what do I type
Slash.
again?
Just do a /R
Mhm.
space 1d6 greater than 4
That was the part I can remember. 1d6.
exclamation point.
Nope.
Oh, okay. So you just reduce it down to 1.
Okay.
Cool. So who wants to do the ob 1 resource test?
Eddie?
I can do that. Sorry, there's a kitten once again biting my knees.
No problem.
Let me see. All right, so for resources, I have a rating of 2. I don't think I can add anything to that.
Not really.
No.
You can't really add traits to it. You can add persona, really, but like that's about it. You can't really. I don't really see how you can tap your nature in a circles roll. Or I guess you could maybe do something for
Resources,
supplies,
right?
but yeah, it's just. I actually, you know what? I don't know. I think it's just resources. Tell you the truth,
Because there's resources, right?
just resources. Yeah.
Okay, so
Darkwater's not your hometown, so you don't get the additional one. Kind of it.
Just want to make sure. So my nature's down to 3 now.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Every time you do that superpower, it gets a little bit worse.
That's fair.
Okay. This is an ob 1.
okay. So 2, but since it's an ability, because it's resources, can people just help with resources?
Yep. Resources helps resources. Correct.
So
So
Yeah,
everyone
left.
could help you. Yeah.
does
Theoretically, everybody could help.
even
Yeah.
Timmy, though he's not there?
Yeah. Well, Timmy's there. They're just like
not
in
there.
the backdrop. This is a separate test than the Haggle test, right? This is
Okay.
you all like going through the gates right now.
Oh.
So if Timmy wanted to help throw down money too, that's not a problem.
Okay. Yeah. I will happily
Yeah.
help.
I can help with resources.
Should I just? Well, it's only against 1. I was gonna say I could just do 2 because I was rat
Yeah.
left. Sure, we'll just do
You fine with that? Let's just do that then.
that.
Timmy like empties out his pockets and he's got like
Oh.
I'm just gonna like you're real bold.
The thing I was
Needed
doing earlier,
everybody.
like we're like digging through our pockets and like I have this stale cookie. Would you like that?
So just a bunch of lint,
I pulled out a spatula.
a spatula, a seashell, and a single coin.
I got a spatula. It's kind of shiny.
Excuse me. Yeah.
So have any of those shiny rocks we polished for the crows? It's a very shiny rock.
Oh, that's another great callback. Totally. I love that. Yeah. I'm like, oh, that's a pretty shiny rock.
Here you go.
All right. And so you get them like very like apologetic, right? They're like, oh, so sorry for the troubles. Sorry for making you do this thing, and we should have got in touch
Hey,
with.
it's okay. I
blockade.
gotcha. Bureaucracy is hard.
Yeah, they all like tip their hats and say, well, enjoy your time in Darkwater, and they do the sort of like, the guard prevails, enjoy, as a respectful thing, and go about your business.
Well, it's sure nice that they were properly respectful. That was pleasant.
Scrat, to catch you up real quick, buddy. We successfully haggled down the price of the toll to 1 rather than 4, and we just barely passed. And so you guys are welcomed into the town of Darkwater, and I'm going to turn it over to you all because you all don't fail tests. I don't have anything else for the GM turn, so it's to the player's turn.
Still need to get to Port Sumac, right?
You do.
I'm determined to deliver this prisoner ASAP, and I don't want him to be in this town any longer than possible. So
Oh yeah, no. Rockford
Let's
also.
go straight to the
Okay.
docks to try and find a boat.
Cool. So Eddie, is this gonna be how you spend your check?
I'm gonna probably spend mine while we're on the boat to try to get him to tell me who he works for.
Sure.
Like tell me that story that he was talking about, who actually wrote the pamphlet.
Yeah, that sounds right. Okay. So do you want to? Yeah.
March. I'm gonna deliver this guy ASAP. before
Cool.
we get to him.
Are we going to beg for a boat? Are we going to borrow a boat? Or are we going to rent a boat? Or something
Well, we
else?
just discovered we have no
Build a
money.
boat. What would you like to do? You know someone in town?
Probably not.
Okay.
I
Because
mean,
this is
Anybody
something
else
that we
do?
haven't. This is something that we haven't really seen, and this might be an interesting thing to pull out. I'm not saying do it, but this is just a cool thing to know as a tool in your back pocket. You can do the sort of like in other role playing games, it's like the I know a guy, or this is the part when Han Solo is typing in stuff into the nav computer on the Millennium Falcon and being like, I know a friend in the Calrissian system, right? And it's like, oh, that's how you get Lando. So you can do this sort of like you can do what's called circling up somebody using circles. You can be like, I want to find someone who can help us out here.
Yeah, you have 2 circles.
Yeah, and so you could determine like how well you know them and sort of maybe a little bit of their details of what they do and how they might be useful to you. And then based on that stuff, you can get a circles test to do that. Right? I'm not saying do it, but I'm just saying that is an option.
I feel like it's an interesting idea, but also Eddie's like, the low life experience doesn't really know that many people.
Right. Well, you have family. And like I said, we all have family. I know you're from Spruce Tuck, but everyone has always like a weird aunt or uncle scattered around in different parts of the world, right? It's not uncommon to know someone or like a friend's family's here.
Is
that
there
kind of
a
stuff. Or circle up your friend is a very common thing. Is there an yeah, there's an apiarist here.
Can we say I know the apiarist?
Yeah.
I have an abiding interest in bees and little else.
Yeah. Do you think that? I mean. If you want to circle them for the sake of circling them, that's cool. Yeah. But they were also trying to get a boat. And if they don't help you.
We just discovered we're broke, so I feel like we're not going to rent a boat.
Okay. I mean, your resources
I confer with the rest of the group.
Okay.
Like, what do you think our best option is? I think we need to get out of this town as soon as possible. Like, cast a look at Wilfred.
Something else she could do maybe is she could know the apiarist and get them to see if she can convince them to help us find a ship, right?
Right. But then that would be their check to convince them to help you. Then someone else would have to spend the check to actually do the beg or borrowing a boat test.
Gotcha. It'd be easier if we just do it all in one.
Right. Basically, you'd be setting yourself up for the other role. You can spend your check to set yourself up advantageously for the next one. Yeah.
I mean, I'm from Wolf Point up this way. I mean, there might be someone from up in Port Sumac who remembers me from my younger days when I was a ranger out this way.
Totally. Absolutely.
Maybe it makes sense for Brandon to actually make this check instead.
I mean, would you say your friend would be here?
Possibly. Perhaps some old grizzled fisherman who used to come out ranging with me.
Okay.
It's true. There could be a boat here that's from Port Sumac.
Yeah. Right. Find someone who's like getting ready to go back.
Yeah. I'll perhaps just walk along the dockyard looking for a boat name I recognize until I see the Yeah, I know. I'm trying to. I'm thinking of a clever name. I used salty spray the other day, so I can't use that one again. I don't know, the mousy currents. That'll do.
The mousy currents. Okay. All right. And what is the mouse's name? The captain. What is their name?
Her name would be Suzanne. And we weren't sweet on each other, but we could have been.
Ah, cool. Okay. Yeah, you were married to the game. Yeah, I get it. Okay. All right, circles test here. So you're looking for somebody who is I would say this is uncommon in town specifically. No. You're in dark water. Having a bow from Port Sumac is pretty common. So you're uncommon in town. Power doesn't matter, but you want someone who's willing to help you. So this is going to be an OB4 circles test.
I have 3.
Help you find this bow.
Does that get halved in a circles test?
No. Nope.
So then I can add skills and traits and things?
You can add, I mean, you can't really add traits to circles in the same way you can't really add them to resources. This is your social currency. This is how well you know people. Okay. However, other people can help you track them down.
Totally.
Other people can use their circles to help you.
Okay. So I have 3 so far. I need at least 4.
Sure, you can have one of my circles.
Also, a circles test is not affected by your sick condition.
Hey.
Right.
And anyone else's circles?
I mean, yes. I don't know how useful it'll be, but like, I know the apiarist might know somebody.
Well, if they know, there's an old fisherwoman that she's in port sometimes. Her name's Suzanne, and if we can find her, she'll probably be able to get us across. So I take it that's 5. I also have an advantage as well. I can't remember what we said advantage would do. I think that's reroll 1 failure, right? So, who knows? Maybe that'll come in here. I'm keeping it in mind.
Okay. So up 4.
Oh!
That's amazing. Do you have a relevant wise?
Oh. What's your
Beetle wise? Hang on. So what does fate do? Fate rerolls.
If you have a relevant wise, a fate lets you reroll 1 failure, like what the reroll does, right? That you can totally donate to help support us and the channel.
Right.
Persona lets you reroll all failures. But once again, you have to have the relevant wise. This is where wises come in handy.
Yeah.
But otherwise, no. So you've got 0
You know what?
successes.
I'm gonna re-roll one of the failures anyway. Just.
Do you have a reroll laying around?
I do.
Probably
I've got one
yeah.
sitting on my portrait, so
Perfect.
I do. I'm gonna roll it anyway.
So you know, if you're watching, you can give us rerolls.
Okay. Get a
Damn it, no.
Hey, okay, you got 1 success.
1 success. Yeah.
Okay, but if it was a 6, then you could spend a fate to luck it. And let me just say, stranger things have happened. I have seen some amazing rolls. Okay, come off.
I was,
valiant try, sir.
That is very valiant.
I was going for the 1 in 50 million.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to invoke a twist. This is my favorite twist. This is a twist that happened to Han Solo. I'm invoking the enmity clause. So you do find her, but she is not happy to help you.
What did you do to her, Brandon?
So what do you say? So you see her on her deck. She's like clearly doing some deckhand stuff, tying some knots because that's what people on boats do. And what do you say to her as you catch her by surprise?
Do you know what? He totally just catches the tone all wrong. He comes along and leans on the dock and he's like, well, even after all these years, you still look great handling them ropes, you know?
She just looks up from you and she does not smile. And she says, of all the docks and all the boats, you come to mine?
Oh, come on.
Brandon.
No, Suzanne,
Brandon, is this the one you climbed out the window from?
I got real good tying knots, thinking about imagining tying you up and throwing you to the bottom of this river.
Now, just because I want
You have a lot of nerve coming here to my boat right now.
Rockford is just smiling ear to ear.
Oh yeah, I don't remember you crawling out of my window.
Wasn't it?
Yes, Timmy, this was the one. I thought you might have still been a little sweet.
I thought you said this was what you're supposed to do to get their light.
Yeah, all right, fair play. So how's your pops? Is he still kicking? Is he okay?
The dad comes out from below deck, twice as old as you, holding a pipe. You're like, I've been waiting a long day to see you, son.
Oh, Jesus!
The most grizzled sea captain, with a turtleneck you've ever seen. Oh,
Oh!
you have a lot of nerve, kid.
Things have just gotten real bad all up in here.
I'm just gonna start whispering to little Timmy. Timmy, this is the time when you abort mission. Run, swim if you have to. Just get out of here.
Bill.
I'm gonna be like, I hear the guard calling. Oh, there's trouble up mill. I better get going.
Yeah, you better get. Yeah. Yeah. So she's there. Go ahead and mark Suzanne as an enemy.
Oh no.
Nice.
You haven't already.
If I haven't
Suzanne
already.
has a boat, right?
So technically you do. Technically you know someone with a boat that you could ask. But the problem here is that they hate you.
But someone could make them like each other again.
Yeah, and maybe you could convince them that the guard business is more important, or you could try to
No.
find someone else.
No,
Yeah.
no, this is perfect because Brandon has totally screwed up.
Yes,
So Rockford
I know.
is gonna try to be just like, I am so sorry about that. He's very crass, and well, we put up with him because he's a hard worker, but he's not very smart. Not good, so good with the talk. He likes to punch people instead. I'm Rockford, by the way. Nice to meet you. So yeah, so Rockford will spend, their check trying to basically smooth the situation over.
Sure. How do you think this check goes down? And Suzanne checks her hand, and I think there's a mutual, unspoken, shared animosity to Brandon that is just vibing off you two.
Oh yeah, that is
You know what I
exactly
mean?
what it is.
Like, there's just immediately like screw that guy. Yeah. She's like, nice to meet you.
Oh, someone made a good point. If it would have been a baby instead, like their son, they
Yeah.
had a son.
I
Instead of being the dad.
feel
Oh,
like I have dodged a bullet.
Yeah, she's like, well, I mean, it's great meeting you all, but ship's a little. If that's it, we gotta get back. Our ship needs some repairs before making it back to Port Sumac tonight.
Well, hey, how about we help you fix up the boat? You you help us get across. We're going the same place.
And guard business is important. We got
Help a
things we
mouse in need.
Yeah. Cool. I think here's my question. Do you want the persuade check here? Like, do you want to test this? Is that important? How you want to spend your check, or would you rather spend this check actually fixing the boat and helping them do this? Because I feel like you moved this over just role playing with me here. That maybe it's not, but I don't want to deny you the chance.
No, if I have the chance to just like fix it, Rockford does like doing things.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. Then let's get into the fixing of the boat, and that's how you want to spend your check.
Yes.
Cool. There's a couple ways to fix the boat. There's boat crafting is the obvious one. You might be able to. I could see some cases for scientist, laborer. Lot of scrubbing, right? A lot of that kind of work.
Scientist is what I got.
I have carpenter. I can help you out with my carpenter skill. I learned that when we were in the other town.
But I don't think carpenter would help here, because that's what boat crafter is. Boat crafter is the cutting of the wood for a boat and stuff. That's all.
No, but I'm just
Weirdly,
assuming.
Scientist.
Right?
Yeah. I just don't.
Rockford would definitely use science. If science can solve this problem, he's all over it.
I guess I can harvest some wood
if
for
you.
you.
Yeah, if you used harvester or carpenter, that would give you supplies to this test. Is how I would say.
Okay.
But that would require a check.
I guess I'm not allowed to help with this one.
No, you're not. You're probably not.
No. Rockford does not want your help. No. The whole point was you screwed up. Swoop in.
You probably try to help, and there's just a universal no.
Eddie just takes him aside. He's like, maybe later.
Yeah. Adorable.
Okay. So I got mine, and then fund from the resources. Was Eddie gonna help in a way or no?
Was
So
this
you're just
boat
basically
crafting?
sidebarring with. Oh, what?
I'm sorry, what was the test that you were doing?
I was doing scientist, so basically trying
Okay.
to come up with some sort of like tack to help with mending.
Yeah.
Resources
I-
available, stuff like that.
I would like to help. I'm not sure how. My only idea is that I have an axe. If there's any wood that needs cutting, I can at least lend somebody my axe. But I don't really have any useful traits.
Yeah.
I've got
I was thinking.
survivalist, weather watcher. Oh, that's useful.
I was I was thinking scientist is like, yeah, it's one of those cases where you're like making that like laminate stuff, you know, that's
Yeah,
not waterproof the boat, that kind of thing. I guess it's made out of like weird wax.
Yeah, sorry. That was-
Made out of beeswax.
Yeah.
Hey!
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, helping with apiary is because you're using wax would, yeah, that's. I'm cool with that. That makes a lot of sense.
Hey, let's do that.
Hey! All right, so 4 research. So now we're up to 6. And is this a versus or an ob?
This is a obstacle.
Okay,
4.
up 4, 6.
The real difficulty of this test isn't necessarily doing it; it's getting it done in time to leave for tonight.
Fair. So if it failed, basically it just takes longer. And just got to make sure Wilford doesn't get stabbed in the night.
I didn't say that.
Fine. You know what? This is a science thing. I think, even though it is not in a mouse nature, I think it is in Rockford's mental nature for this. It'll still go down or whatever. So yeah, I think I will go ahead and tap nature again.
Okay. So now you're grabbing 3 dice for this, if my math checks out.
Yep, correct. So I'm at 9 again. I will mark that
Okay.
down. Okay. So oh my
no.
goodness!
That's-
so poorly.
9 dice. So everyone who's listening at home, that's 1 success.
Oh,
We're never gonna
Success
get
out of
across
9
this.
dice.
I
Nine
told you I
dice.
rolled badly.
1
Oh.
success.
Is the one
And
success
you
a
have- you're-
6?
You don't have a relevant
No.
wise. do
No,
you?
it's a 5. The one percent.
I mean, I have Legends of the Guard. Could I like recall, the tale of
Bill the laminator? Like that? Probably not.
I don't know. Like trying to. I'm like, I got nothing. It was worth a shot.
Come on, it would be like Lenny
I mean-
the Laminator.
Of course. That is my bad. Yeah. This is getting the boat in ship shape. This isn't even crossing the river. If it was
I
like
know,
if it
I'm
was
like, we're never
crossing
gonna
the
get across.
distance, I could probably see that, but there's probably not a
That's
lot
fair. No,
about
that's
someone
totally
who does
fair.
work on a ship. There should be, but there isn't.
Hook us up with some fail rerolls. Wait, do you have a
You don't
reroll?
have- yeah. Do you have any rerolls? Do
Rockford
you have
does
any?
not.
Do you have any resources?
No.
Okay.
Oh, no.
All right. No.
Only
right.
Maggie and Eddie, Maggie and Eris still have rerolls.
Yeah. All right. So then, yeah, you guys work. Let's see here. 1 second. Let me look at Rockford. Are you?
Oh, this
Yeah.
is a fail on science. Okay.
Are you already angry and tired?
Yes.
Okay. Well, then I would say that you would get the tired condition, and then Eris helping you would get the hungry and thirsty. So I think nothing happens to you, Rockford, mechanically, because you already are tired.
Okay.
But Eris, you're already hungry and thirsty, so nothing happens to you either. Perfect. So you guys already have the conditions. That's fine.
You're just more hungry and more thirsty.
Cool. But yeah, so you guys work through you work through the day, right? Pretty much all day. The sun's setting. You're all like, it's super hot, right? You're out in the water, and so you just like dunk yourselves in the water to just try to cool off. But yeah, you're all super beat, and now you have to basically, in order to make it through the night, or make it there in time, as soon as possible. You want to leave at night, which means someone needs to do the boat crafting test to get us out there.
Rockford's tired. You're tapped.
I mean, I can learn it. I don't have it.
I don't think any of us do, so.
Yeah, none of us do. Go for it. Go for it.
Okay. What am I learning?
Boat crafting?
Yep, boat crafting. Boat crafter is a health-based skill. It's helped by carpenter, scientist, and laborer, typically.
I don't know any of those things. Okay, so my health is 5. And I add everything up and then have it.
Yeah, so remember, you like in the little image below, for under tests, you're going to add your, I guess for this case, it's health, supplies, helpers, and trait. All of those things will get halved. Everything else that's not that doesn't get halved.
Okay. So my health is 5.
Okay.
My traits are generous and curious, which I don't think are useful.
In Mouse Guard, that rounds up. So you get 3 dice.
The 3 dice.
For health. Yeah. It's a very generous game.
Yeah, I don't have any useful skills.
I can.
Like I said, my traits are generous and curious, and unless we can just be like, Eddie's never been on a boat before, and she's really curious and interested, and it's like, cool, learning new things about boats. Never been on a boat before, but otherwise, no.
That probably isn't. Admitting that you've never been on a boat before probably doesn't make you a good sailor, boat crafter.
Thank you very much to Lex the Villain, who donates to give Brandon and Rockford some rerolls.
Hey, thank you. Was it 1?
So then I'd have 3. Is anybody helping?
Well,
Yeah,
if
I
I'm
would
allowed-
gather more resources for you.
If I'm allowed to help, I can use some of that brawn I was showing down on the bridge. Can I do that? Do you learn the skill straight away if you successfully pass, or like you have to do?
No.
You have to make so many checks.
Yeah. Attempts equal to your max current nature. So the higher your nature, the harder it is to learn skills. But you can spend, but it's easier it is for you to spend persona to just be like, I'm just going to tap my nature and do the thing.
Yeah.
Rudy?
Yeah, no, I'd help as well. For sure.
Okay, so that's 3.
How are you helping? When you say
okay, so we're still trying to fix the boat. I imagine we've spent all day going through things.
No, we already fixed the boat. We're
sailing. Okay.
But at night.
Yeah.
We're sailing at night.
We're night sailing across a lake.
With a bunch of people who've never sailed before and a prisoner.
You hear that, princess? Those are the shrieking eagles.
Now can I recount the tale of Welford the Wobbly and his journey across the treacherous lake?
Sure.
with nothing but his wits, some leaves, and grit to get him through this journey. Boat leaking the entire way.
Totally. But that lets you re-roll failures and stuff. But yeah.
Okay. So it's motivation to help.
Yeah. Oh, no, you helped, right? You're helping, right?
Yeah, I'm helping.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Sorry, that's an additional die. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Forgive me.
But it's halved, right? Because I'm learning it.
My brain got all mixed around. Yeah, totally. That's that counts as half, because it's a helper.
So Brandon said he'd help, and Rockford's helping. Timmy's helping. Timmy said.
I said first that I was helping. I can help with anything. I have scouting, pathfinding, probably the best ones, I would assume, for trying to make sure that we're going the right direction.
Pathfinding, I don't think would work. Scouting would work though.
Okay.
only because there's no path. You're on the water.
Yeah, I don't know. I just said both because I didn't know which one would be the
Right.
best. They're kind of the
Yeah, no problem.
kind of
That's
similar.
yeah, exactly. They kind of are. So yeah. Cool. Into it.
So 3 half that is
So,
1.5.
is
Oh,
Timmy, so is Timmy doing that like George Washington pose, like crossing the Delaware, just like that knee up, like looking out, like
Yeah, totally.
the meals.
But he's like holding the prisoner next to him.
Yeah.
So that's 3 divided by 2 is 1.5. Does that round up too, or was it just the help that rounds up?
Are you at, if you half everything, are you at 2.5?
Well, wait, because I had 5 health plus 3 helpers, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, I guess it'd be 4.
So 5 gets when you divide 5, that gets rounded up. So it's at 3, and then you got 3 more helpers. Well, I'm sorry, we should makes rounding things all together. So you have 8. You have 8 dice, right?
Yeah.
So divide by this, you have 4. You're at 4 dice right now.
Okay.
That is cool. And this is a difficult test. Going through night. This is an OB 5 boat crafting test.
And then can I tap, because I'm learning it, can I tap like my
You
name?
absolutely can. You absolutely can.
So that is a fate point or a persona point?
Persona.
Persona. Okay, let's drop that. And then since it's definitely not actually in my mousy nature, drop that one. But I get the full 5, right?
Yep.
I don't have to have
It goes down one happens after the test.
Oh, no, sorry. Go back up there. But this doesn't have to be halved, right? So I get the full 5.
Mhm.
Okay, so that's up to 9. I think that's as good as it's getting. So fingers crossed, everybody. What did you say?
5.
5.
Yep. The difficult boat crafting test.
Oh.
Okay. Out of the 9 dice, that's 2 successes.
Oh, and no 6s.
Yeah.
Mm.
Literally not a single 6.
This
That
boat
is-
is killing us.
That is extremely unfortunate for both of you.
How is it that
Um,
we pass
oh.
every roll in the DM test, and as soon
Yeah.
as it comes to the player round, we're like, I have a great idea.
This happens all the time. All the time in this campaign. You guys just trounce through the GM's test like I no problem
And we
here.
don't get any extra checks because we do too well.
And we do too well. Here's the other thing, and this is something I forgot to mention for last time. This affects you too, Alicia. When you tap your nature and you fail, you don't lose by 1. You lose by the margin of success or margin of failure. So your nature goes down by 3.
And that's the first number, right? Right now it's
And
5,
same
5,
thing with you, Eris.
5.
Yeah, you would go down from 5 out of 5 to 2 out of 5.
Thank God I didn't tap my.
Are you at 0 out of 5 nature?
Yeah. So down to 4 and 4.
You will go down to 4 out of 4 at the end of the session.
Okay.
You will also gain a trait.
Okay.
You will replace a trait based on the failing of the fixing of the boat. I mean, considering it's a science test that you failed on, hold on, we should talk about this. This happens immediately.
Okay.
Your current traits. Sorry, I know we'll get back to Eris and the fail.
No,
as
it's
well.
good. It's good. So bad.
Because I just remember this reminded me. So let's look at your traits. You have inquisitive, fearless, and calm.
Yep.
One of those traits, I mean, you did use inquisitive here, or no, you did not use inquisitive here.
No, I didn't do anything. That was an earlier test.
Right. I forgot. That's with the guards for the haggling.
Yes.
So one of those 3 traits can get changed. This is a part where we're all going to kind of be a GM for a moment and kind of think what's interesting here. Okay. Also, chat. I'm listening to whatever chat says. One of these traits gets changed from the science test. Maybe I think now I love the idea that you permanently smell like the laminate stuff. That's definitely possible. Like you spilled some on you.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I have
That's
something like that.
yeah. What
I
do
have
you
a
think?
musk.
Yeah, musk. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a weasel musk.
Yeah, I just got a little too curious and just like, oh, this is just like, and it's just like ingrained in my fur now.
You were so I think love the idea that you were laying on your back to get the last part done. You stand up, it's just all on your back. You know?
Just like for an alternate option, don't have to go with it, obviously. But
No,
like,
please.
obviously,
What's
the
up?
whole thing, this whole session's been sort of pushing against Brandon. So maybe
Yes,
we could
purposely.
give you, we could do something like Malevant, change Fearless to Malevant, or something like that.
That's a really good point too. And that so rather than as you're washing out your fur, you're like, this is Brandon's fault. And this gets turned into something about Brandon.
Yes, I like that.
You're not directly like generally malevolent, but like vindictive, or I don't know what do you think it is? I love that. I don't like the
I like
musk.
the idea, but yeah.
I like this idea.
I like the vindictive thing because Brandon's been not so Brandon. Rockford's been angry at Brandon for weeks, for like an entire spring and everything. So it's just been building up, and now it's just this level of vindictiveness.
Are you
spiteful?
Spiteful. Yeah, totally spiteful.
I'm spiteful.
So from fearless to spiteful.
I'm trying to think of like a word that makes sense.
No,
for
that's
it.
I think thank you so much, Margaret. That's a really good word. That's a perfect word I think for it.
Sweet.
We'll go with spiteful.
Yeah.
I think
And
you'll
there-
be able to use that in more places too than the smell thing.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, fair. Yep.
Cool. All right.
Awesome.
And, all right. And
Hating
so
Brandon gives me life.
did who all helped you on this test, Eris? Did everybody help you?
I think everybody did.
For the sailing test, yes, everybody helped.
Cool. Awesome. All right, everybody. You all the wind picks up as you're sailing through the night. The waves get choppier. And as you're doing this, can we all make health tests as we see the loud, like thunderous roar of lightning and thunder, right? To crash across the sky as you guys are caught in a gale as you are going over the water here. So we have a couple like cool moments. We sort of have that perfect storm movie poster of the giant wave and the little ship. So I need everyone here to make odd 3 health tests for me for
Do
withstanding.
we get anything to add to it?
I don't think so. I think this is you and Mother Nature.
Okay, because I didn't know because I have brave.
Are you saying it's a contest of wills between me and Mother Nature? Because I'm pretty stubborn.
All right.
No,
Let's see how
this
it
is
goes.
physically enduring it.
What was the obstacle?
3. This is a
Ah,
Oh!
there you go. Brandon.
Brandon's fine.
You stole all the successes.
Oh, no.
Wait.
Remember, you guys, you all have rerolls.
You do have
Oh.
yeah.
Oh,
Does a reroll mean I get to reroll the whole roll or just one?
No, just 1.
Well, that doesn't help me.
You could get a 6 and then fade it. You never know.
Hmm.
Yeah, these are all health tests against Mother Nature.
Eris is definitely
storm.
worth
And
Eddie reroll.
using fate would let me reroll one fail.
Yeah. No, using fate will let you. You have to have a wise, and if you have a wise, then you could fate to reroll a failure or a persona to reroll all failures. If you have a reroll to spend, you could just use that in lieu of a fate.
But it's not going to go well. I mean, I could try.
You'd have to get a 6.
I just don't think it's going to
Yeah.
be worth it. It's not worth it. I think I just fail.
Okay. Okay.
I, however, re-rolled one of my failures.
Hang on a minute. Oh god, we
No.
all pass with flying colors, but the person holding on to the prisoner fails?
That's exactly what happens.
Oh,
But I don't think I can win it.
No, yeah. If you don't pass this test, the failure condition is that you're okay, but your prisoner goes overboard.
Gosh darn it.
Is that it?
Okay, how
You're not gonna.
how
I'm telling you, that's what's failures on the table. You do have your reroll and stuff like that, but if not, then we let it stand.
I just don't think the reroll, the chance of me rolling a 6 is very low.
Well, if you don't do it, you definitely won't get a 6.
Well, if
But
you
it's
don't do
your
it, then
call.
you. Yeah.
But
Your
yeah,
goals.
that's what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure it's just not gonna happen. I mean, I can roll if you guys want me to. Like, if you feel
No,
like
we don't.
They're your
They are
yours to
your
use or not
resource.
But we are
Those are
as a
your
collective
resources.
group on a mission. So if you guys feel like I should
Yeah.
re-
Well, actually, I wanted to barter with the GM because I had a particularly successful roll. Like, if I was to
No, you don't. You can't confer successes. No.
what about if I was to explode my
Listen.
sixes out and like, you know, how much would it cost for me to like try and save? Could I do that?
I don't think so. Here, I think this is really a matter of. It's a pretty small boat. I think it's a matter of everyone here staying
I
alive.
could try the reroll. I just don't think it's gonna matter. What?
Oh, you got
Okay.
the
Okay. Well, you got a 6 for the reroll.
little
This
face.
is not gonna happen.
You got a 6.
Ridiculous.
Nice.
So you literally
I get
passed
the
the
rule
test.
one more time though.
You do.
Okay.
And now you just converted it to a success.
Jesus.
Boom.
So
All
the
right.
person
Well,
doesn't go overboard.
4 out of 3. There you guys go. It was worth
And
it.
there's,
There you go.
there's the
Brandon, because it seemed like Scrat was really trying. I was like, you know what? We'll roll it. We'll leave it
So
in
I-
RNG's hands.
I think it's that moment. So I think what happens is what I said isn't that it's not true. It's that they do go overboard, but it's only for a moment as you're like on the boat and the rain's coming down. You're like pulling them back into the boat by the chain.
Oh yeah,
Like,
yeah,
pulling
yeah.
them out. You're like, I gotcha. Yeah. And so you all weather the storm successfully. That
And
is
be more
awesome.
confident. All right, Mad Rogue. All right, all right. RNG's usually never on my side.
That was extremely cool.
That was rare.
Yeah.
Oh,
That makes up for all the horrible luck from earlier.
Jesus, yeah.
Okay. What's next? You guys can make it to Port Sumac.
Can we? I mean, we're on the ship for a while.
Yeah,
It looks like we
totally.
have a long trek. Can we RP with this dude a little bit more?
Totally. Yeah, this is like after the storm. We're getting ready to sail in. Is there, anything you want to?
After we've dragged him back out of the water by
Yeah.
the chains on his
Yeah,
arm.
or this could be like before it. It's okay. What is the? What do you want to talk to him about?
I think now that we're on the ship and it's going, Timmy's going to be like,
Well, looks like we have quite a journey ahead of us. So, how about that story?
and he takes out the pamphlet again, and actually lets the guy hold it in his hands, in his cuffed hands. I'm assuming he's cuffed.
Yeah, totally. Is this how you want to spend your check, or is this just role playing?
I just wanted to role play, but if I have to spend my check on it, I will.
You would have to, because it's to fulfill your goal. So like to
If
not
I
make a
spend my
test
check
for
on
your
that, then
goal
do we
seems
not
weird.
return him?
No, you would return them. You make it to Port Sumac, so I think you would.
Okay. I didn't know if like we had to spend a
Sure.
point.
Oh, that's a
taking
good
him
question. Yeah. No, I would have clarified that earlier. If
Okay.
that was the case.
Yeah, then I will use my roll here.
To persuade him to be open about it,
Mhm.
or manipulate him, or haggle and give him money.
Yeah,
or
however-
what are you gonna do? What is it?
I mean, I think Timmy would use manipulate or persuade.
Okay, yeah, and give yourself supplies because of the pamphlet thing
Okay.
and the previous rapport.
All
Like
right.
like the idea of handing over the pamphlet's a cool idea. I like that. It's a good scene.
Okay. And can I use the missing one ear as like a trait used towards it?
not-
Because that was one of the things that he had brought up whenever he was.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Well, like, how do you think he brings it? Like, how do you think it would be brought up favorably for you?
Well, I brought it up before, which was
Yeah. And he
like,
thought you were
that's-
lying, and now he knows you're
Yeah.
not lying.
yeah. So I think it's more of like
A
trying to-
reminder.
trying to persuade him that like we are good people. We're trying to do our best, and like what Timmy said before, which was, you have some good ideas here, but you're also like maybe you should present them in a different way than what you're trying to go for. Because we as the guard doesn't mean we won't take on some of those ideas, because some of them are good,
Yeah, I'm into it. Okay, count it.
All right. So 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
I think that's all I got.
Okay. This is against his will. His will is 3.
I don't.
All right. Unless anyone else is assisting.
I don't think Brandon can help with this. Brandon will probably be sitting as far away from as he can, looking the other way. Like, he doesn't... He's already had a couple of moments where, like, he feels far too similar to this person for his own comfort. So he's giving a lot of space.
I think, because like earlier when we first met the guy and he was talking about like, oh, each town should have their own guard. Eddie didn't say anything, but was thinking like, how expensive would that be for each town to have to pay to train their own guard? Like, centralizing things makes it more affordable, and that's why you pay your taxes, and I feel like Eddie would get in the argument too and be like,
some people don't have the resources to...
Some people don't have those resources. So if you can pitch in a little and help everybody, that's Eddie's whole thing, is everybody can pitch in a little, even if you can't train your own guard.
Some towns are just a bunch of old people who can't necessarily help too, right?
Yeah.
Or young people.
That's not to say you can't have your own guard also, but for those towns that can't afford that, they can pitch in for the guard and then get the benefits from that, which is way more than they could get if they had to train their own people.
All right. Anyone else?
I'm ready to roll when you are.
Trying to figure out how Rockford can... I think Rockford's a little distracted, still recounting this tale as we go across the lake.
Okay. So I just get 1 extra. All right. I'm ready whenever you are. It's 3 Ob.
Ready? Yep. Let's do it. Got Oh, there's all your dice. There's all your successes. You were keeping them for now.
Right?
That was 6 successes on 7 dice for people.
Nice.
And one of them was even a 6.
Yep.
A single one. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I get 2 successes on my will test, so obviously you succeed.
Oh, do I get to reroll that 1 6?
If you spend a fate, you can, but you already demolished me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So we have that scene. You hand him the pamphlet, and he kind of looks at it. And it's like, yeah, I believe I do owe you that story. A friend of mine in Wolf Point, and he kind of like has that. He has sort of like a shameful kind of look to his face right now as he's saying this, like he's like giving up his friend here, right? But at the same time, he also has a sort of sense of like relief, kind of talking about it. So it's kind of this very like ambivalent expression. A fellow by the name of Harmon up in Wolf Point is the one who made these. He's a good kid.
What's his name?
Harmon. Heyman.
Heyman. Oh, hey, Harmon. Heyman. Okay.
Yeah. Heyman. Yeah, that sounds better.
Yeah. So is Heyman fellow, you said he's a good kid, right? Is he the one who started this whole thing, or did somebody else put it in his head?
I've already said more than I should.
Look, I understand.
It's bigger than us two.
What do you mean by that?
It's all over this part of the territories. These thoughts that our money that should be spent on our towns is going to the war efforts and the borders and the recoveries of. And he looks at you like, like refugees and Ferndale people, like people that they don't see on the other side, being like, why is this money being spent that way?
Is it proper mouse guard or what we saw in Darkwater?
more dark water than mouse guard, but it says this to you very frankly, Isaac. But I know for a fact there's a few sentimental types wearing cloaks.
Yeah,
Sympathetic is the word. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there's some people posing. And I don't think, well, the higher ups are gonna like that much. We'll report it back. Don't worry.
Fine.
I think there's something else going on here.
It's not much to tell. This is just how we think up here. And, lets that hang for a moment.
Well.
And it's like, for what it's worth, kid, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I didn't believe you. I'm sorry for what happened to you. Truly.
I wish I could just forget, you know? But every day I have a reminder. He like points at his ear.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you something. My mother, Aster, and my sister, Clove, they appreciate everything that you all have offered. Even if you don't see it, the people from, like you said, Ferndale and such, well, we appreciate all the help that you all send. And that's one of the reasons why I'm part of the guard now. Well, again, this is my second round. It's a little weird. I don't know if they counted as a full thing. They kind of just reinitiated me, so I feel like I'm starting all over.
He doesn't know how to like follow that up because he doesn't know anything about the guard.
Mhm.
But it's like, wow, I'm glad they did, and I'm glad our paths crossed.
Me too. Hopefully, you can change your mind about the guard, because I don't know what you're going through, but I'll tell you that we're trying our best, doing what we can.
I wish I had a good expression right now, but my brain's killing me. He would probably, because he would be like, it's more likely to ask a fox to eat grass than it would be to change the mind of a mouse from Wolf Point.
Oh, don't worry. We know all about that. And Timmy kind of points over at Brandon and then whispers to him, that one over there is pretty stubborn himself, but you've got him to come around on a couple of different points. It's usually Rockford, though. Rockford's the smart one.
But for what it's worth, you got me thinking. You got a good start cracking this old, and like brings his chains to his head of mine, and well, you got me thinking. That's all I can say.
Well, maybe you can write what you're thinking down, and I can send a letter to Gwendolyn personally for you.
He shakes his head. Oh, it's too late for me. The stockades I go.
Could be your...
You'll be
last
my
thing.
letter. Would you? Would you do that for me?
Write it down for you?
Yeah.
Sure.
I basically go up to everyone and see if they have any paper because
Rockford does.
okay, I was like, that's not something Timmy would carry around. He has lots of food. Yeah, Timmy will take the paper, in exchange, give you like some nuts. That's like his exchange. And then he takes the paper and
Well, what would you like me to write?
Does anyone else have any checks?
I used mine on the boat, I
Okay.
believe.
Yeah, I used mine on Suzanne.
Say it again.
Yeah. So then like we hear like then this is the part where like the camera begins to fade out and we say like, my name is Wilfred from Wolf Point. And like, you know, as like the camera kind of fades out and as you write the thing, as the boat gets, we get that nice little like tilt shifted look of like the boat going into the port. Port Sumac, for you don't know, it's like a bunch of boats lashed together on this port. And like behind you as you're coming in, we see like another like a big like fishing or like trading ship is coming in as well. Yeah, and it's just like a real busy port city as you guys are going into it. Yeah, that is the session then. That was beautiful. That was awesome.
Another amazing session. So much roleplay going on here.
Yeah.
Ah!
Y'all bring it. And this game is so much fun. It's just it's so good. I'm so glad. Like I can't get over. I mean, I obviously like Alicia, you were amazing. I can't get over that you like immediately like just jab that line at the very beginning, like seeing how he did it. Like, of course you did because you're an amazing role player, right? But that's not what I mean when I say like I just can't believe it, right? Like that's so good. Like that was the perfect move. Oh, I'm sorry. That was so good. I have to call that out. That was super good.
Thank you.
Awkward
It was
Brandon
funny,
power play.
especially since like Brandon and like Rockford have such like a it's the chemistry or the not chemistry is like real good.
This is
and both of your pride. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you carry on. You carry on.
I was like, both of your prides have both cost you a trait. So good.
It's too funny. It's too good. I love it.
It's really good.
And at this point, Brandon doesn't even know what he's done wrong. You know, she's been angry. He's been angry for weeks. Brandon's just trying to make amends, but not really getting it, and wondering why they're always so abrasive. Like,
the funniest thing for me is poor Brandon is just trying to find his place in this group.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's extraordinary. All right, we could do some experience though, because every game we wrap up with experience and decompression. So let's go ahead and get started. Beliefs. If you played your belief today, you earn a fate point. If you no longer believe your belief and you've been like thoroughly convinced and you basically renounce it, you earn a persona. Your goal. If you work towards your goal, you get a fate point. If you achieve your goal, it's a persona point. And if you did a roll in accordance to your instinct, you get a fate point. So who wants to go first?
I can go. I don't think I hit my belief today about the oaths and the guard. Can you
remind us what your belief is when you do that, just for
course. So my belief is oaths are not taken lightly. Every guard must embody the oaths to the best of their ability. Sometimes you must perform unsavory acts to serve the greatest good. For me, I don't think trying to punch Wilfred, helping a bunch of randomers build a bridge, or flirting with my old flame, or trying to flirt with my old flame really did that. So I think I missed it this episode. My goal though, prove I can keep up. I think when I like built the bridge in that encounter on the way to Darkwater, I think that covers that one.
Yeah, do you think so? Do you think you convinced that's up to the other mice, I think, here.
Yeah.
That's your friends. Do you think if that convinced them or not, right?
Well, you know, just single-handedly. Didn't accept any help from the younger mice.
I think it impressed Timmy, but the Suzanne part is still real confusing to Timmy. Like, he's like, so is that how you get the ladies, or is that not how you get the ladies?
The funny thing is, as well, Brandon's been a guard for so many years, he's got no clue how to get the ladies.
Hello, ladies.
It's literally what he did. You know? How are you doing? Get out. Like.
I think Eddie was very impressed by the bridge thing. Like, oh wow, he's stronger than I thought. Look at that. Go him. But also kind of like, well, you know, he could have accepted help. There's no shame in that.
Okay, question. Would Rockford have to admit to this in character, or is this just an internal acknowledgement? Because that will change
It
the
could be
answer.
internal. It could be totally internal.
Okay. Internally, yes. What Brandon did prove that he could still apply the muscles and do everything the younger muscles can do. Yes. Does Rockford still think it was unnecessary to deny help? Yes, but he did prove he can do what we can do. But also Rockford's still better than him because he screwed up the talk with the lady.
So what do we think as a collective? I can take it?
Rockford
I think
says
so.
yes.
So yeah.
So persona for your goal.
Thank you. I didn't do any rolls to do with my instinct. My instinct is to always stay alert and watchful for danger. And today I was just a hothead, so I didn't do any of that.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, thank you.
We're just gonna
Who
go
wants
down
to
the
go
line.
Yeah, we can do that.
Sure. I'll go next. My belief is everyone should do whatever they must to survive. I think we generally did that. I mean, I even helped the prisoner out by pulling him back from the waters. Luckily to RNG. My goal was to find out who Wilfred works for. And I'm not sure if he works for Hammond, but
Yeah.
that's what he thinks.
He does. Yeah.
Okay.
You do. You found out.
Okay. And then always cook delicious things. I don't know if it was necessarily cook, but I tried to spice up our drinks by giving them a little minty flavor. I don't know if that counts. And I offered a spatula that did not help for currency.
Yeah.
I love the way you work that in every week, by the way. The something to do with food. Every week there's a little something. It's great.
It's fun. Oh, the puppy. Little knobbing leg. Hello.
How long have you been waiting to pull this little pupper onto stream? Oh, hi!
Yeah.
Oh, is he soft? Are his ears like the softest thing in the world? Oh my god, puppy ears are like so soft. I love touching them.
Sorry, I got a puppy now. We can continue.
Next up, Rockford.
Hey, all right. So, belief with the right tools and knowledge, any problem can be solved. With the boat, with the wax and everything, we did fix it eventually. That was the main thing
Yeah.
we replied. So, I think I got hit.
Totally. Bait point.
Cool. Oh, that's the wrong thing. Let's see. So, my goal to thwart Brandon whenever possible, I think I achieved.
Persona. Got him.
I mean, yeah, that whole scene where, like, you were working with my ex and I literally could not help. Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, that was amazing.
And then the instinct always keeps the team motivated. If Brandon is part of the team, I'm never gonna get this one. Can that
I
just
know.
be everybody but Brandon? Can I make that asterisk at this point?
Yes, you can. You can change it.
Okay, I'll do that for next.
You can change your
Team
instinct.
motivated, except for Brandon. Fuck that guy.
I'll make that asterisk for next session, but yeah, we'll just fine.
You can change it now so you don't forget for next session.
That, yeah, I think I will do.
I love how deep-seated this garage is setting.
I love it.
There we go. Now I know for next time. Yeah, that was Brandon. Rockford.
Ah, Freud.
Cool. So, I actually changed my belief at the beginning of the session. I didn't say anything about it, but I did. I swear it was at the beginning. So my new belief, which is I still believe the old one, this is just like shuffling a bit, is it's always worth at least trying to help, even if you fail. Which I would say I tried to sail that boat, even though it went poorly.
Yeah. Here's a question. Do you still believe that?
Do I
After
still-
everyone got sick or almost got sick or tired or whatever on the boat and like going through a storm, and that you know that you're piloting contributed to being caught in that storm?
That's a good question. I
Ooh,
don't
that's a
know.
good question.
That you almost lost the prisoner and failed this mission
Yeah.
as well. Okay, yeah, no, this isn't
a short-lived belief.
it's totally possible. That's great.
Sure,
Like
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, what were you
Yeah.
saying?
No, like it's totally cool to have a belief like that gets proven wrong. Like that's part of the game.
Yeah, because I changed it because I was like, that's pretty consistent thing that happened with Eddie. Was she's like, yeah, I'll try that, and then it went really well. So I was like, yeah, it's worth trying. And then as soon as Eddie's like, yeah, it's like, no.
Yeah,
But
and then
not with
the
that.
world whispers, hard no, fella. And yeah,
Okay. So
it's
then if
totally
you-
subjective. It's up to you if you think they believe it or not.
I mean, you still get the point for
Yeah.
doing the
You
belief
get it,
thing, but now you would just change your belief to something different.
Yeah.
Well,
Next-
no, something else happens.
What-
Ooh.
If you truly don't believe it anymore, you earned a persona. Your belief was tested, and you have shown that you do not believe it, and that is no more. And then you would mark a persona, and you would change your belief.
Oh, okay. Okay, we'll do that then.
See that it's a way to earn persona.
Persona's the harder one, so yeah.
Oh, I was just like, now I'm gonna have to come up with something new before next. Well, in 2 weeks, but anyways, so my goal was make sure no one harms Wilfred before we deliver him. But I don't think anybody ever tried to harm him at any point.
No,
So-
well, Brandon
except
tried
for-
to.
Except for that, but Rockford beat Eddie to that punch, literally. So
Yup.
say no. Didn't really do anything to do with anything with the goal. And then my instinct is I will make myself useful to my patrol. Which I'm kind of not.
No, you did, because you did the
Yeah.
wax, you helped with the
That's true.
haggling. You did.
That's true.
Hey, you helped me with convincing him to tell us who.
About Hammond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
You
you
work
gave me a
for.
circle when I was looking for Suzanne.
Which was clearly the wrong idea.
That's the wrong idea. Okay, cool. That's me.
Awesome. And then we all have to do the last thing to do is the Persona Team Awards. MVP is the first one. Most Viable Mouse. Who do you think had the clutch role of the evening?
I kind of want to say
Rockford?
Timmy or Rockford.
I was gonna say Timmy with the rescuing the prisoner.
Yeah, Timmy, definitely.
Yeah.
To like use a reroll, then explode sixes out and save the entire
That's-
mission.
That's just RNG. That's not even me.
Well,
It
but then you
happened,
convinced
though.
him. Then you convinced him to tell us, you know, who he was working for.
That's
which
true.
is
Now we know who to talk to
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There you
Or-
go.
later down the line.
Definitely Timmy this week.
Okay. MVP.
Thank you.
Congrats. Cool. Next up is Workhorse. Workhorse is the mouse who helped the most, who was always there in the clutch with the rolls. It cannot be the MVP.
Then I
Eddie,
think
definitely.
Eddie.
I would say Eddie as
I'd
well.
agree with Eddie. Yeah.
You're always there in every role, even mine. So like everybody's. I would definitely let you say that. Yeah.
I think you're muted.
No, I just didn't say anything. I said okay, cool, but like
You just moved
quietly.
your mouth.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Cool. Congrats. Eddie earns the persona for Workhorse. And then there's one more to do. And that's embodiment. This is the person who plays
Brandon and Rockford.
up
Brandon and Rockford.
conditions and traits. I think those two earned. Yeah, they earned it.
Yeah.
Not to say that other people didn't do a good job. Right. This is always a tough one to give out because we have a very high caliber group here. And you all do such a good job.
Like everyone really gets ham with their characters. It's true.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's really good. And then it's just a matter of learning how to get ham with your characters and writing beliefs, instincts, and goals in a way that you always get the things that you want each session that you need. That's the only other trick is making that work for your great role playing. Because you got the great role playing. Now make the system work for you.
Yeah, you just have to write like goals and instincts and
Yeah.
traits that
Like,
you'll be able to accomplish.
Brandon's belief next week is going to be like, I hate Rockford.
Funny you should mention that. I've already written it out in advance. My belief is
And Rockford says, I hate Brandon's.
some people just can't be dealt with. They're too stubborn or spiteful. And I'm ignoring the hypocritism in that. Right?
Yeah, I know. That's
Exactly.
It's like that's
great.
you. You're talking about yourself.
yeah, that's what makes this so good. I love it. Yeah, you're like guaranteed to get at least fate. You know what I mean?
Maybe
Like,
maybe change.
It's funny though.
Change instinct to disagree with Brandon. I don't know.
yeah.
What's funny though is that Rockford is very stubborn, similarly to Brandon, but none of like me and Eddie don't see that as much. We see Brandon that way, which is funny. Like,
Brandon is such a stick in the mud that it makes Rockford look reasonable.
It's perfect. My plan is working.
That's good. Awesome. Cool. Then that concludes episode 4.
Woo.
The Sumac
I love this
Seditionist.
game so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
What an awesome little
It makes Mondays worth it.
Aww.
Because I have weird weekends, Mondays, my Fridays. So it's like, yes, stupid way to wrap up the week. And I get to sleep in tomorrow. Yes.
Yay, the dream.
That's like doubly for you. Yeah. Mine's like I have to get up early for work.
Yeah, tomorrow's actually my first day back because Canadian Thanksgiving. Yay!
Oh, happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I didn't know you were from Canada.
I'm not from here, but I'm here now.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
That works, man.
Well then, if we're happy that that's the end of the session, Eric, why don't we go around and talk about ourselves? We've already done the wrap up stuff, so let's just talk about where we can find you online. Also, I'd like volunteer suggestions for what our raid war cry should be this week. So
Give us a good one, chat. Give us a good one.
Yeah.
So we went this way along to introduce everyone, so let's start in reverse order this time. We'll finish with Eric, and we'll start with Animus Panthera or Eris now that she's finished sneezing. You okay?
Sudden attack of the sneezes. Hi, I'm Eris, or I'm Animus Panthera almost everywhere. I spend a lot of time on Twitter, where I cosplay and do tabletop stuff. As I found out in a recent Twitter poll, nobody follows me for cosplay, so there's that. I'm also a real life zoologist, so if you have any animal questions, I love talking about animals all the time, always. Yeah.
Awesome, thank you so much. Next along, we have NNG9, NNG98, or Alicia. Oh, hi.
Exactly. Just to confuse people. NG9 on Twitch, where I sometimes stream video games when my internet cooperates. And 98 on Twitter. I'm in a number of different campaigns over on Tall Squall's channel on Saturdays, T-80s on Sundays, and then One Shot Honey Heist on Not So Speed Runs this Wednesday. All for charity. I do puns. That's my existence.
Fantastic, tons. Next along the line, we have the wonderful Margaret Crow. Oh, hi.
Hi. Yeah, you can find me at Margaret Crone in all the places. Super duper easy. It's just Margaret Crone. I stream every single day except for Friday. And I'm playing in like 7-8 tabletop RPG games. So if you're interested in more tabletop RPG stuff, I got you. You can also see new gameplay videos up on Margaret Crone Plays on that channel every single day as well. And yeah, if you're interested in some MMORPGs, I work for NCSoft and we make a lot of them. So come check them out. And I think that's all I got.
Awesome, thank you. And last but most certainly not least, our wonderful maestro, Eric.
Oh, hey everybody! I'm Eric. I'm Eric Vulgaris everywhere. You can follow me also at this cool place called Scraticus with an underscore on Twitter. It's a really cool safe space for players to develop their skills in role playing. They offer a lot of cool one shots and a variety of content. Definitely check them out. But yeah, no, if you want to see me, I'm typically also in a bunch of games. I won't bore you with the whole everything I'm doing. But this week, I just want to shout out. I'm going to be at Big Bad Con, which is in Oakland this weekend. If anybody's going to be there, let me know so we can meet up and play games.
Okay, well, before I wrap up my things, so far we've only got Wilfred as a real dick as a Warcry suggestion. That's the only one we've had so far. I'm wondering if there's anything a little more, but I mean, maybe we'll go with it. We'll see. So I have things. First of all, here are my social links. We've got Discord, Twitter, and YouTube. YouTube's up to speed. If you want to catch up, head over there. Catch up on whatever you want. All our different campaigns. We're currently running 14 a week. Next season, we're going up to 15 a week, so you better catch up while you can, because we're going to be doing a critical role on you, but there's just so much content that it's going to be scary. Twitter, if you want to get into a game, send me a DM. We will get you in a game. Like Eric said, this is a safe, inclusive space for newer players, newer streamers to come along and develop their skills, and we will help you in as much as we can. And also, Discord is just a wonderful place to be. You just get in there. It's a wonderful, inclusive community. We accept support in the following ways. We have Patreon. We also have merch, and actually, Down with the Weasels, love it. Merch, I actually have stuff that I can show off because I just got a big shipment in ready for MCM Comic Con, which I'll be going to later this month. So I have like one of our exclusive black and gold hoodies to show off, and like all that sort of like cool stuff, and classic T-shirts. I think this one mine, Alice's is a lot smaller. But yeah, we have fresh merch. It's got that new merch smell to it. We also have sponsors. They come in the shape of Bird in the Storm Publishing and Mage Hand Press, who both create wonderful content, and following their links is very worthwhile. Also have a competition running. I believe that's everything. So I'm going to go with Down with the Weasels for our war cry. And today we are going to be raiding a group called Geek Space TV. They're
I'm gonna be working their booth at Girl Geek Con.
No way!
Yay!
Cool.
Yeah.
I literally
I'm gonna be GMing a bunch of stuff, so if you're going to Girl Geek Con, I could be your GM.
Cool. I
and I'm on a panel as well about game feels.
I found them through Lauren.
Yeah, Random Tuesday.
Random Tuesday.
Yeah.
Who is one of my mini fandoms, and I'm not ashamed to admit it.
Oh, they're great.
Yeah, they're another inclusive, safe community space. Like, and you should see their cosplays they've got in now. I've got it open in the other thing, and like they all look amazing over there. And I need their remote again. I need it again because it looks amazing. Anyway, let's go and get over there.
Geek Space TV isn't just another reason why Seattle's one of the best places to live if you want to be in streams.
Yeah. Amazing. Anyway,
they want me to move.
Yeah.
Like, I know so many of them. Like, we're all really good friends. So
really, I love them all.
Hence why I'm working on their booth. But
I'm a big fan of them. I'm a big fan. Anyway, we're full time. Mondays to Thursdays, 1 p.m., 6 p.m., 10 p.m. EST. Fridays, 1 p.m. EST over on the Greyhawk channel, and 8 p.m. here every other week on Fridays. Not this week. It's every alternate week. Not this week. You can find us there. The raid's ready. Let's go get in there. Spam the Down with the Weasels, and we'll see you soon. Keep evoking emotions. Bye.